Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. Bogalub Markovic. That's who the Milwaukee Bucks drafted with the 47th overall pick of the 2025 NBA draft last night. Bogey, as they call him, a 19-year-old from Serbia, the 2024 and 25 Adriatic Basketball Association Best Young Player. So really what that means is what's going to happen with Giannis now moving forward for the Bucks. ESPN NBA insider Brian Windhorst.
If you look at the Eastern Conference, you could make a case that if they are able to bring their core players back, re-sign Brook Lopez, retain Bobby Portis, retain Gary Trent Jr., and find a point guard that can fill in the gap until Dame Lillard hopefully comes back late in the season, you could make an argument that they could maybe get up into that top six and give themselves a chance as they look at other teams in the East struggle with injuries.
Plenty more on the latest on Giannis and the Bucks as free agency opens up next week. Check it out over at ESPNWisconsin.com. Wilde and Tausch live from SquatFest at Camp Randall Stadium. Starts right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky, it might be as almost to the point of Ruth?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
On 100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Friday edition. The welcome to the Milwaukee Bucks, Bogalub Markovic, the 47th overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft, and I've been practicing that name all morning.
Bogey.
Edition. BOGO, buy one, get one. They usually do that with the ice cream at Burger King. Also, the fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. The game room's closed. Clowns are funny now. Happy birthday, Brad Chile Childress. Got to get him on the show. I have dropped the ball on that edition. And, of course, there's no place we'd rather be, at least Tausch, and a cast of thousands from the ESPN Madison team than the annual SquatFest edition. And I'm already having a seizure.
I was going to say my eyes are like going crazy with this
edition.
I'm almost 50 years old. I'm not the discotheques. I'm out.
Discotheque of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison. Did they stop the flashing just because you said that?
Yeah, I said so. It's all on auto.
Wow.
Voice correct for me.
When you're a Badger legend, they do stuff for you.
You know, when you go to the movies or the theater, they sometimes have those warnings ahead of the show that, like, this contains strobe lighting and could be sensitive to some viewers. We should have that today.
On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker. I think I have a strobe light somewhere. I'm going to try that in the next segment.
Hey, give it a run.
ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker. Streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the ESPN Wisconsin app, which is all new, all redesigned, all free, and all customizable and available in your Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson's in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from...
Gonna be a lot of moving parts.
Oh, my God.
Jason.
From SquatFest. He was so good the last time they brought him back. It is Mark Tauscher, the Packers Hall of Famer, and Badgers, a legend. Are you squatting today with that bad knee of yours, old boy?
Old boy don't squat no more. No, that's over.
You do that old man chair workout that I see on Instagram all the time?
We got some good stuff going. Some 5-7-9. I'm doing a lot of 5-7-9-7-5s, where you just take 5 or 6 different exercises and you do 5 reps of all of them. Then you do 7. Then you do 9. Then you do 7. Then you do. I'm a big reverse walk guy off of like a resistant machine where you're working your quads and your hammies and some deadlift, some single leg deadlifts, some stuff like that. But no, my squatting days are bye-bye. So that's why I come to and cover SquatFest, not live SquatFest. If that makes sense.
So give us the because we did this last year. It was wildly popular.
Yep.
I don't know if you were as popular as Anna Smrek was, who was interning for us at the time. And my understanding is that we've got a number of our teammates there with you to spend some time talking Badger football, talking Luke Fickell, talking all the workouts, all the stuff that's going on there. But as someone who clearly is also, you because of your knee, me because of my lack of strength, underqualified to participate in SquatFest, what is it exactly?
I think for the most part, this is a team bonding experience. You don't see this, and we're not in the weight room. There's plenty of people that will be, taking videos of that. But as a team, you need to make sure you want to see the sacrifice. You want to see and feel that working towards that common goal. And there is, I remember getting up on Friday mornings. It was like 6 a.m., bear crawling up the same ramp that's still here, and then bear crawling down it, and then doing a bunch of running, and then we do stadium steps. And there is, I think, when you're building a team and you're trying to get that camaraderie and that chemistry that we talk about, you want to see how guys handle adversity. And days like today when you're maxing out squat reps, which is why I believe they call it SquatFest, they kind of cater their workouts so that you're not lifting your heaviest end of July. You're doing it where you get a month and you can kind of start tapering it back so that when your camp opens in late July, early August, you're going to be fresh. So this to me is always going to come back to work together, fight through stuff, and you just build that camaraderie through that. And it looks like it's been a tough workout. There's I don't know how to say this on air in a clean way. There's some guys getting after it with the garbage can. I don't know if that's. I
think you successfully informed us.
Break it down into
that there are.
I know we're in radio. It's always about details.
Refunding,
details.
like Costanza.
Yeah, I think refunding might be the nicest way to put that.
So I am curious though, because look, you would agree that you're old school, not like Vince Lombardi, John McClain, old school. Dave McClain, that's where I was trying to get to. I finally got there.
Denny McClain.
A lot of McClains. John McClain, Die Hard.
Who's Denny McClain?
Dave McClain. He was a pitcher, I believe, in the 60s for the Tigers. Had a drug problem.
Denny McClain, too. There's a lot of McClains.
But Dave McClain was obviously the great Badgers coach who passed away in the 80s. I am curious. You're old school, but not quite that old school. But when you see them doing an event like this, you mentioned getting up at 6 a.m. to lift on Fridays and that sort of thing. Is there not envy, but is this a good development?
Did you say envy?
Yeah,
No.
envy.
God, no. I don't have any envy of doing this again. None. No. I think the only thing that you'd have the envy about is what was awesome about this is, the work, and then you get the weekend and you get to go hang with your friends and your teammates. That's the part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody that when they're going to get done playing is going to say,
God, I missed puking in a trash can.
I missed Friday workouts. I missed that's not where I'm at. That's not where I'm at.
So, but you said it's a bonding thing, and that's really what I was more trying to drive at, is you guys obviously did stuff too, but it feels to me that as opposed to 1999 when you were in your final season with the Badgers and 2025, there's a lot more emphasis, there's a lot more value seen in that sort of camaraderie stuff. Am I wrong in thinking that? Do we just see more of it and it's on social media, whereas you guys did stuff
I think
that we didn't see?
Everything's more out there. You have more avenues to see things. So, yeah, I think that this has always been something that I think coaches want. It doesn't necessarily need to be, always with the big music and all. You want energy, but, yeah, coaches are always trying to find that right mix of how can we form a good bond that guys are going to be able to handle adversity. That's what this is all about. And the good teams, every team, Barry Alvarez used to always say, I don't know what the adversity is going to be, but we need to be prepared to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And for our good teams, we always were prepared to handle it because it's too hard to just think it's going to be smooth sailing. There are going to be some 6-foot waves that you better be willing. You're going to take some stuff on, and just like at SquatFest or in any big-time workouts, sometimes people get seasick. And then it's, all right, well, how do we bounce back from that? There's always going to be something that kind of comes up, and that's kind of how this goes.
All right, so we're going to have to take a screenshot of you or a brief video, maybe a boomerang, when the lights are flashing again.
Why is
because
that?
And we'll have to post it and say, where is Tausch? Wrong answers only. Because we're already getting some theories as to where you might be.
Where do people think I am?
Again,
Mars?
Tausch is
Mars?
Tausch is at SquatFest at the UW football facility, and will be joined by a cavalcade of Badgers throughout this. If you tuned in last year, it was one of the most enjoyable things we did last year. It was great, and I'm excited that you're back there. But the guesses so far, the red light district.
Oh, Amsterdam. You think I flew over to Amsterdam last night?
Tausch reporting from Mars, the red planet from Treb. Treb also putting... Oh, no, I can't do that one. Nathan says, is Tausch enjoying some Kenny Rogers chicken with Kramer?
Oh, that does sound good. That sounds pretty good.
All right, so you have a guest that's set to join
Jake
you?
Chaney is played linebacker here for a long time. He is with the Colts, going to be getting prepped. He can talk about his experiences at SquatFest in the past, why it is important, what his plans are moving forward, and then we have scheduled to appear today is going to be Vinny Anthony and Billy Edwards. I'm sure we'll try to get Luke Fickle. We have the strength coach going to join us later, Brady Collins. And then the defense is going to be a little trickier because last year, if you remember, defense
I do remember
went first.
this.
Offense was a little trickier to get. This year, offense is just finishing up, looks like right about now, and defense will be coming in. So we're just going to kind of throw the coin up, and when we grab guys, we're just going to pull them on in.
We're very good at tap dancing. We are very good at that. So we will do that. But you've got it doesn't change the fact that you still love Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and you still need to tell us about them.
A lot of great windows down here. Wherever you guys think I'm at SquatFest, And if it is time to upgrade your windows and or doors and you don't want to spend a fortune, well, Pella is the best in the industry. Has a product line for every budget. Right now you get no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. So if the plan is to wait, guess what? You can get it now and wait to start making payments later for up to 2 years. Certain restrictions do apply. Oh, end of June is coming. Offer ends on, is Monday the 30th?
Monday's the 30th.
It ends on Monday. So set your free and-up consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Linebacker Jake Chaney scheduled to appear on the Red Planet with Tausch next. So stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. For the third year in a row, we've been nominated for Best Radio Team by Madison Magazine.
This year, we need your help to take home the gold in Best of Madison.
Vote for Jim, Matt, and Molly throughout the month of June at madisonmagazine.com/BOM.
They say people like us, so show it and vote at madisonmagazine.com/BOM.
That's madisonmagazine.com/BOM.
Thanks, Madison.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, DoorCountyDistillery.com. That's DoorCountyDistillery.com.
It's here. The You Pay When Employees Pay event at Metro Ford of Madison is on. For a limited time, enjoy employee pricing for all in-stock new Ford vehicles. Get behind the wheel of a 2024 Ford F-150 with 2.9% APR for 60 months, $17.92 cost per thousand financed. Plus, enjoy up to $2,000 of bonus cash. And yes, you can defer payments for 90 days with approved credit. Offer ends June 30th. Hurry to Metro Ford of Madison today and browse their inventory at metrofordofmadison.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. The Cheese Capital Cup is next on June 27th through the 29th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honeys.
We're on the Brewers.
Jacob Mizorowski gives shades of Randy Johnson. He has the stuff to challenge Pirates phenom Paul Skeens as the most dominant pitcher in the National League.
Nobody covers the Crew like 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Yelks arm, I see. We've got a guest joining us momentarily. As the lights, isn't there a song by U2, Blinding Lights? I'm curious if that improves or reduces productivity in the weight room. We will find out, because I know it's not affecting Tausch at all as he rolls on. Joining us now. We're good. First of all, is a guy, Tausch, why don't I let you do the invitation?
I can do the invite. You know
first.
what? And I was so Jake Chaney was going to join us. We were going to give the offensive guys a little time to go get refueled and replenished. Jake obviously just had a tryout with the Indianapolis Colts, is fighting to get in there for camp. He's all ready to go. He didn't have to work today, right?
No work today. No work today.
Took the day off.
And then I find out that him and Riley Mahlman were roommates, and I thought, well, here we go. I know Jason's always got a roommate game he likes playing. So we got Riley Mahlman, the right tackle for the Wisconsin Badgers this season, and Jake Chaney joining Wilde and Tausch. Fellas, thanks for joining us.
No problem. No problem.
Thanks for having us.
So, quick question for Jake. Listen, man, I love football. I don't know if I miss this part of it. This is hard.
Okay.
Can you kind of go through? Did you miss not jumping in there and getting into SquatFest today?
No.
Okay.
But I'll say this. Since I came back, I've done every workout with the team.
Okay.
Like I don't work out like by myself. I've done every single run, lift with the team. But some of the things I just take a step out of.
So, but you took this morning off? You didn't want to jump in? Riley, why did he not jump? If he's doing all these other workouts with you, why did he take SquatFest off?
I don't know. I think you got to do hard stuff.
If you want to do great things, you got to do hard stuff. Is that the?
Yeah, he might just hit a couple of buys and tries in a couple hours.
Like, he's on the executive workout already. Sauna, buys and tries for the weekend.
Yeah, I don't really know what his plan is for this weekend.
So the guys told me I need to close the yearbook.
Oh, it's time to move on.
Yeah, it's time to move on. So
you don't want to be that 30-year-old coming to a freshman party. Like that's
yes.
The Van Wilder. That's I don't know if you guys remember Van Wilder.
Good reference.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. So Jake, I'll jump in and then go ahead, Jason.
I want to defend Jake briefly because I'm looking here, and the only one who looks like an executive is Riley in this picture where he's announcing his exciting summer internship with a wealth management company.
Oh, let's
he's
see
wearing
it.
a tie.
Can we pull it up or not?
I mean, if you're gonna bust your roommate's chops,
you're
the one in a suit
Are you going
and tie,
corporate?
bro?
I mean, you gotta do a little something here and there. But actually, Jake did the internship last year.
All right.
So
why does it always come back to Jake?
Come on.
The camera really did me a blessing there. I mean, it got my good lighting, good angles. Like that's not me. I was the best of the pictures I did.
So you guys are like Wolves of Wall Street. Is that what? Is that? So once football's done, that's what this is going to be.
He's a big frat guy.
Big frat guy.
Yeah, he's a.
Tell me more.
Yeah, go ahead, Mama.
Tell me.
No, I'm saying, Jake, you said it. Tell me more about Riley's being a big frat guy.
I'm just playing. He's not a big frat guy. I was just trying to say something to get the heat off of me.
Oh, you didn't want the heat off.
I didn't want heat off.
So, can you, as someone that's been through this, and we were talking in the first segment, why is this important? Why is SquatFest important for a guy that has done it? And Riley, you just finished it. Why is it important?
I mean, you just went through it, so you go first.
Yeah, I mean, it makes the hardest stuff possible, like the hardest weight room stuff, the hardest squats. It elevates it to like the most fun possible. It's not like you just come and dread this workout. Like, they're gonna make it fun. They're gonna make it interesting. So it's like either do the hard lift or do the hard lift in a fun way, and I think that's what Coach Brady implements right there.
Yeah, like what's those concerts, like the Korn concert or the like the hard rock concerts where people just beat shit
heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
Okay.
They beat the life out of each other, but having fun. I think that's SquatFest or something like that. It's a big rager, but it's hard at the same time, and it gives players a different perspective of like we can do hard stuff, we can win together while having fun.
And to me, it is, you're going to have adversity during the season. Things aren't going to be smooth, and that was what I was trying to explain to Jason, I'm not going to rip Jason today. This is going to be a build-up my partner
gosh, that's
day.
so nice
I'm going to be
of
very
you.
nice
what
to
a good
Jason
teammate.
from an athletic standpoint.
Roommate.
But it is hard, and there's going to be tough times, and that's what today is about, building that bond and that chemistry so that the guys that you can trust that are going to be able to be with you when times are tough.
Yeah, you're really able to. Everyone gets tested at every station, every rep, and you can really see who rises to the top. It's really special to see. Some guy who's fighting for a spot really fight for that spot, and you see it in the weight room, and it translates to the field.
Tausch is at SquatFest. He's sitting down right now with Riley Mahlman and Jake Chaney. All right, Jake, I'll get to you and your NFL pursuits in a second. I do want to also point out that Tausch has never looked as good, Riley, as you look in this handsome photo.
That's true.
But because
should we get some stock tips? I mean, the market is soaring right now. Did you have any of these? Any of the stock tips? I don't know if can we ask those questions?
Is that even legal? You're going to get fired from his
I'm not going to be the one giving out stock tips.
You know what? As I was asking that question, I thought maybe I should pull back. So, Jason, I don't know what you're going to go with. I'm not going to ask for any more.
There's a lot of smarter people.
I do want to learn about Bitcoin. We'll do this off air. I want to learn more about Bitcoin and AI. And there's a lot of stuff I need help with. But go ahead.
And by the way, in addition to your internship, when Tausch takes time off, if you'd like to do a 3-hour shift on the show, we'd at least stay a little
you
more
talk
focused
about grinding through SquatFest. He isn't going to be able to handle 3 hours with you. Are you nuts? That's child's play.
Riley, give us a little bit of an idea of what the process will be like for you guys as an offensive line in terms of getting to where you want to be throughout summer or fall camp and getting ready for the season, because especially in today's college football, there's a lot of moving pieces. Guys graduate, guys transfer in, and Tausch always talks about that connectivity and that connection that the offensive line has to have. Are you starting that at SquatFest and in spring ball, and what's that process going to be like in the fall?
Yeah, like the O-line's, O-line starts gelling early. Like, obviously, we lose a few pieces. Got a couple guys dinged up and brought Davis in this summer. So it's going to take a little bit of time to gel, but, that kind of happens every season for every team. And, that really starts on, weeknights, Friday nights, just hanging out with the guys. And then that runs into, SquatFest. The O-line has a big group together, brings guys together. And then it's going to get on the field in OTAs and fall camp. And the O-line's just really trying to figure out the best five and trying to gel together.
So, Riley, what's the biggest difference you've noticed offensively with the new offensive coordinator just in the 6 months that he's been here?
I am so excited with Coach Grimes' run scheme. I think it's going to be awesome in the way he plays off of it. Chaney got a little sneak peek during spring ball,
Did you get out there and throw some pads?
He's the self-acclaimed O-line GM.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
How do you evaluate Riley before we get back to the Grimes?
Okay, self-proclaimed. I earned that title. I earned that title. I got to spend some time with the O-line this spring and, sit in meetings, watch how Coach Blas coach.
You finally wanted to have some fun, so you came over to the O-line room.
Finally learned how to play football.
Yeah.
Right? And, I'm not trying to overpromise but as a Badger alum and as a Badger fan now, I will tell you I'm very happy in the direction the offense is going this year.
What's the biggest thing that you've seen? And just because, man, you were reading all that stuff as a linebacker, and we're not going to talk about the past, but what is the big difference that you've seen if you're looking at it through your linebacker eyes?
Yeah, no doubt. When you talk about teams that are pro-style teams or traditional run-heavy teams, the aspect you're kind of missing from that is the shift in motions, right? And Wisconsin, we were a pro-style, run-heavy team, and we're getting back to that. But now we're adding the shift in motion aspect to it. So, teams don't go against 12 personnel, 21. Crazy to say 12 personnel. 12 personnel, 21 personnel, 22 personnel. And now you're adding the motions, the shifts, the jumps. You got Malman lining up at tight end at some plays.
Oh, is that a secret? Don't be giving away any secrets.
All I'm saying is
okay.
For defenses, going to have to handle that.
So from your perspective, how much is that shifting and all that? Because, again, not going to get back into the past, but how much does that change how you look at it and how you're going to try and stop things from your side of it?
Yeah, I think guys get paid too much now, and guys are too well coached just to line up.
You're not talking about Riley, are you?
No, not talking about Riley, but just to line up and play the game. 8 games, 9 games into the season, you're going to have an idea what a team does, right? But now, you give an offense a chance. Okay, we're going to run this play out of 8 different formations, and, you can't tell what type of play that is. You can't tell what type of formation that is. You can't really game plan it. Teams like Penn State does it. Georgia Tech does it, and they have offensive success from it.
All right, I could talk football with you guys all day, but I have more important questions, even though I've got my buddy Chris Stiles.
Well, but before you get into your roommate stuff, Jason, I do want Riley just to get into why he likes it more. We interjected Jake is stealing all your shine.
My bad, brother.
Why do you like this?
You asked him all the questions.
It's on me, too. I'm not blaming anybody. But, Riley, why do you like it?
Yeah, like Jake was talking, all the shifts and motions, it does so much. It creates confusion on the D-line. They're checking out of plays through different formations, and it freezes the linebackers, so they're not running downhill, hitting the gap right away. It freezes them and gives you time to stay in your combinations a little longer and get to the second level. So that's a couple aspects that really help.
All right, you and Bulaga and Tausch and Chris Stiles and all my offensive line buddies can sit and break that down. I want to know how the hell you two ended up as roommates. Because one is a
Let's go! Yeah! Woo! Let's go! Let's go! Oh, boy. It's round 2. I don't know what's going on.
There's flashing lights and yelling. That's as much as I can see.
All right, so how did you guys become roommates?
Yeah. So we weren't roommates to begin with.
Yep.
And it was me and Jack Pugh at the Regent. And, Jake just enjoyed hanging out with us so much. He lived across the hall, but he would sleep on my couch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then he slept on my futon in the dorm.
Yeah.
And it just kind of evolved. Then we got a 3-person because get off the couch.
Yeah,
it's your own room.
Yeah, you're right.
So, I mean, he just couldn't leave our side, so we figured we'd get a bedroom for him. So.
I thought it was more, you and Jack were scared, and you needed security at night. So you made me sleep on the couch. Yeah, type thing.
Keep the autograph hounds away. All right, Jake, I know you guys got to go, but I need to know about your experience with the Colts. The Packers play the Colts in the preseason. They have a joint practice with them. I always love it when guys come in as tryout guys and put their best foot forward. How did things go for you in Indy, and are you hopeful that maybe I'll be seeing you in a few weeks when there's that joint practice with the Packers in Indianapolis?
Yes, sir. So I went in as a rookie minicamp tryout guy. I had a few calls after draft day, and, the Colts were the best opportunity for me. They have a lot of Wisconsin guys there, and, they tell me they give me a solid chance. So went there, played well, stayed a few days after. Then, they told me, Jake, we don't have enough spots. You got to go back home. And they sent me back home. You got to look yourself in the mirror. Think, okay, am I going to continue football, or am I going to, get into the real world? Am I going to start working, or do I want to
go into the real world?
Okay, yeah, we're fighting against the real world right now. So, about a few weeks ago, I get a call from my agent. Hey, Jake, the Colts want you to come back for OTAs and minicamp. And I went back there, played well, and, now we're waiting to see if they're going to sign me or not.
Well, as long as you don't end up on Riley's couch again. Well, did you not like your roommate? I mean, is there a story behind why you wouldn't stay in your own room? Or we don't have time for that.
Okay,
we got time for it.
Okay, short story. So I had shoulder surgery as a freshman, and I couldn't lay down flat in a bed. So I was like, okay, I need to sleep on the couch. And in my room in the Regent, I know you guys probably stayed in the Regent.
I
right?
was in the Regent, yeah.
So we had me and my roommate had a 2-seater couch.
Okay.
I couldn't lay on the 2-seater couch. It wasn't long.
Yeah, you're too long.
So, went over to Riley's room.
He's got a big time couch.
Yeah, I just moved in with Riley. That's
All
it.
right. A quick roommate thing. Who's the best cook in the group?
This guy, without no doubt.
What do you make?
He's top.
I kind of do everything.
Really? Well, I understand why Riley's got you as a roommate.
He made me oxtails. Tried that for the first time. It was fantastic.
Okay, so that's your go-to?
No.
What's your go-to? Like tonight?
So okay.
What's your specialty?
So we used to get money for like red card for groceries.
Red
right?
card's great, by the way.
Yes.
One of the best.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, you guys know red card.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the.
You know anybody who's
for
been
the
invested?
record? I didn't bring it up. Okay, continue. It's awesome.
So we go to the grocery store, and me and Mama would do our laps, right? And if we've seen something cool, like Jake, they got this Korean barbecue marinade. We should try it. And that was like always our thing. We'll go, hey, this is a random meat. Pause. We need to try it.
No, the pause was the funny part of that. Not the random meat. It was random meat. Pause because okay, continue.
But yeah, that we did everything. We didn't just cook one thing. We did everything.
Who's the messiest?
Probably me, but
we have our moments, but
we weren't terrible. No,
we band together. We got cleaning Sundays, so
Yeah.
it's all about
Cleaning
teamwork.
Sundays.
Yeah. You get
That's
messy,
awesome.
but as long as you work together,
Yeah.
clean it up, it's
Okay.
all good.
yes.
That's fantastic. Jason, you got anything else?
No, I think I'm good. All right, so Jake, we wish you.
Oh, look at that! Look at that handsome fella.
I told you. Would you not take stock tips from this guy?
Well, I'm going to get some
I
Bitcoin
would.
out. I'm going to talk a little crypto here with the boys after we get off air.
All right, so Riley, good luck this season. I hope we get to talk to you again. Tausch is certainly an expert in right tackle play, even though he can't do it anymore with that bad knee of his. And
Very
Jake,
true. Yeah.
we wish you nothing but the best of luck, man. We hope that you catch on with the Colts or somewhere else. And the guy to your right, he's proof that it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And
Yes,
so
sir.
we wish you the best of luck as well. Thanks for joining us, fellas.
No
Yeah,
problem.
thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, Tausch will roll on from SquatFest after he gets his crypto tips from Riley off air. Jesse, before we can continue, you need to tell us about you and your mom and your dad and Terry Bradshaw.
We're all going to the Terry Bradshaw Show at the Hard Rock Casino, Rockford, coming up on Sunday evening. 7 o'clock, show starts. Doors open at 6. We're going to get there early, play at the tables, grab a little food, maybe the UU Noodle Bar that Tausch has been so excited to get to at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. We're going to take advantage of that this weekend, and you can join us. Our last chance with 2 tickets available. 2 tickets today to join me and my mom and dad and the other winners from the last couple of days who are going to be in attendance for the Terry Bradshaw Show, a comedy, musical, memoir type event. It's going to be a show unlike anything I think all of us have ever seen. I'm really excited to see what it's all about, and I'll see if I can even ask Terry Bradshaw a question or two about Aaron Rodgers. I'm hoping to do so. So we have 2 tickets, Jason, to give away for the Hard Rock Casino Rockford this Sunday night, this weekend. Sunday night, 7 o'clock show. Doors open at 6.
All right, well, let's give those away. Terry Bradshaw wore number 12 with the Steelers, so caller 12 right now for those 2 tickets. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 12 right now wins those tickets to the show at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. I'm told these tickets are going fast, and lots of people have been calling to try and win, so dial them up. Caller 12, 844-770-3776. Tausch continues from UW SquatFest. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Mark Toscher here for Pizza Hut. And you know I've loved Pizza Hut since the days I was back in school participating in the legendary Book It program. Man, I remember thinking I was busy back then, but that was nothing to how much we have going on now. Between kids, sports, work commitments, days out on the golf course, and summer vacation, how's a guy like me supposed to plan a meal in advance? Well, thankfully, Pizza Hut has the perfect hookup for me and my family. It's the Hut Hookup. All you have to do is spend $7.99 at Pizza Hut, and you get a free large one-topping pizza later. Yes, you heard that right. Get pizza now and get more pizza later. Get your own Hut hookup now. Download the Pizza Hut app to place your order or go online to pizzahut.com. The Hut hookup, available now only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Colorado Rockies.
Durbin swung and drilled it deep to left. Wow, this is way back, and this is way gone.
Tonight on 100.5 ESPN.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply at 6/30/2025.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit MapleHillGolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Are you going to do something today?
Yes, I am.
And what exactly might that be?
My plan is to sit here and enjoy our amazing new patio set from Steinhoffel's.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale is going on now. Take 10% off store-wide, plus an extra $100 off every $999 you spend. But don't wait too long because this sale ends soon.
Now, would you be a sweetheart and get me another lemonade? I have to stay hydrated.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale, going on now.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
I say go, baby, go, go, go. Oh, I say go till you can't go. No more, no more. I say go, baby, go, go, go. I've been to a place where the drifters go. It brought me trouble, yeah, it brought me low. Time was flying, but I was rooted in my blues.
SquatFest rolls on with Tausch there to take it all in and all the flashing strobe lights and welcoming in more guests. Old T, who has joined you now?
Well, we have the quarterback. I know how Jason loves quarterbacks, Billy Edwards. And I think the rising star from last year and going to take another huge jump this year. Not going to put words in his mouth. But it's also somebody's birthday today. Vinny Anthony. Happy birthday. Thank you.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy Vinny Anthony. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Billy, where's the rest of your shirt? Are my eyes
Well, he said something, and in fairness, I said, we're trying to draw more female demo.
Okay.
So he was like, should I change shirts? I said, no, man, just let it ride.
Well, Tausch will wear the same one later.
Yeah, I'll see if I can borrow it.
He's supposed to be like an emperor or something.
Yeah, I'll take it off my back, give it to him later.
One of those toga parties.
Yeah, exactly. I took Latin in high school. I saw all the guys this morning cutting up their shirts, trying to be all creative. And I was like, man, I took Latin for 3 years for a reason. So
what was the reason?
You're looking at it.
It's okay.
You're looking
I was gonna
at
say
it.
you don't hear a lot of people speaking Latin anymore.
Yeah, no. It helped me with derivatives of words that on the SAT that I did not end up taking because of COVID. So
okay.
But it came to play today with the 3 years I spent doing it. So I think I pulled it off pretty well.
You nailed it.
I got to tell you, Riley Mahlman's professional-looking picture from his summer internship against you with your shirt is a great dichotomy. I love it. That could not be more perfect. For us. Speaking of differences, before Tausch takes over the interview, and we've got the side-by-side now. Oh, my God. Well done, Jesse.
That's hilarious.
So I think this is perfect because, Vinny, you are the kind of old-school college player that I think of because I'm old, and you have worked your way and developed as a player in the program year after year after year. And, Billy, Badgers got their stud quarterback, but he was at 2 other schools first, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm curious for each of you, and you guys can figure out during your toga party there who's going to answer first, but you guys are kind of each end of the spectrum of college football right now. And if you could each talk about your career, your journeys, because I'm fascinated by how you both have now ended up in the same place, and you're going to be throwing balls and catching balls from each other.
Absolutely. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for me, obviously my college career has been a whirlwind, and this is my 3rd spot. But I think, the one thing that has stayed the same, for me ever since I was a 17, 18-year-old freshman is just seeking opportunity. Obviously, at the quarterback position, it's a different ball game. Only one guy plays, and the landscape of college football continued to change as I progressed throughout my career. So I'm glad every journey that I had, whether it was redshirt at Wake Forest not playing to being a backup at Maryland, kind of earning my role there in the last season, has led me to where I am now, and I'm grateful for it, to be at a place like Wisconsin and to be with these coaches and these players. Like, there's not anywhere else I'd want to be, for my last year. And I think, there's a lot of special guys in this locker room, not only on the offense side of the ball, but, top down that, like I said, there's nowhere else I'd want to spend my last season, of eligibility than, here with the Badgers and Madison. And, credit to Vinny. There's not many guys in college football like Vinny Anthony who, really, stood the test of time in terms of coming in. And obviously I wasn't here when he was a younger player. I have no clue. I'm sure he was not as, polished and whatnot, but he continued to develop, and he's the Vinny Anthony that I saw in film last year, and I saw in spring ball this year. So that's the like you said, 2 ends of the spectrum. But I think it was all God's plan at the end, bringing us here together, and we'll finish off our college careers with a high note.
Yeah, I guess it's because when I met Billy, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna love him, just because like our first conversation, I could just feel his energy. So, I mean, it was so easy when he came in. I guess for me it was different. I mean, I came in freshman year. At the time it was Graham Mertz as the QB. Old.
Dang, you are old.
Chill. I don't want to get old too fast.
That's fair.
I want to enjoy my youth.
Welcome to the club, brother. Welcome to the club.
But no, yeah. Class of 22, high school, you know what I'm saying? So, I came in. I mean, I was the freshman. I earned a little spot on, gunner. I mean, I originally, actually, fun fact, I don't know if anybody knows this, I was number 22, but I had to switch my number to 86 because I was a gunner. And at the time, his name was Jack. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Jack, he was a punter. He was super tall. I can't remember his last name.
You had to give your number to a punter?
Jack the punter.
What'd you say?
He's an idiot.
Jack
the punter, he said.
Oh, you got me.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, but so I had to switch my number to 86, and that's how I ended up in 86, just because I was the gunner and he was the punter. So I was like, okay, that's cool. That's fine with me. I mean, I didn't really love 22, but it was cool with me. And so, I mean, freshman year, just played gunner, got some handoffs and stuff like that, but not really playing receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only got some reps at receiver in practice and stuff like that, just being the freshman, just trying to go out there and just learn really from older guys like Chim, at the time. Keontez Lewis and Skyler, all of them, just trying to learn how they run routes and things like that, because I was just a young, fast kid, just got out of track season, so I'm still on my track mode and stuff like that. I was 160 coming in. I was light. I was skinny. I was skinny back in the day. But as time went on, just got better and better as receiver. Had different receiver coaches from Coach Whitted, Coach Brown, and then Coach Guyton last year. And I'm glad we still got Coach G because he's my birthday twin. I don't know if y'all know that either.
Oh,
wow,
shoot.
another.
Yeah.
This town is going to be lit up tonight.
Yeah, no, that's my birthday twin. So
thanks for telling me. I got to text
you
him.
You got to
get some brownie points.
I mean, to where I am now, it's all been a blessing, and I'm glad I got Billy as my QB this year.
Vinny, how rewarding is it to see? I mean, you talk about Graham Mertz, and I didn't mean to. I just was thinking, wow, that feels like a long time ago. And for you to go through this process, staying here, sure there were opportunities, but how fulfilling is it for you to kind of see it through to get to this opportunity to play with Billy in this new offense?
I mean, honestly, I really just trusted the process. I mean, I knew God had a plan for me, and I just felt like this was home ever since I first visited here, and I just loved the Motion W. I mean, it just felt like home, and I built a home here. I got dogs. I got a fiance. I mean, everything's here. So it's like,
yes, sir.
I might as well stay and then just see where it takes me. And I'm really glad I stayed.
So are we. When did the light come on? Because last year, I mean, the explosive plays, and when did that light come on for you to be, man, I can do this? Was there a game or was there a moment that kind of hit where the confidence, you're like, all right, man, I'm the guy?
I would say it was when I was 86. It wasn't even when I was number 8. I say it was my sophomore year towards the back end of the season is when I started playing more. Y'all started to see me more. I don't know if y'all remember that. I was doing punt return a little bit more. I started playing a little bit of receiver and stuff like that. And then once I got a little bit more comfortable at the outside receiver, and really just, I mean, it's like with any player. Once you touch the ball, get hit a couple times, it's like, okay, it's just football. And now you're just playing the game you played your whole life. And it's just – and then obviously like off-season training comes into play and all that just takes over. And then, I mean, then now you're just playing with confidence, just having fun. So I really say like that end of that sophomore year, that bowl game, LSU – they got called back, but I had a deep catch.
That was a nice play.
No.
That was a fun bowl game. I know there was a lot of stuff, but you had a great bowl game.
Yeah.
So Billy, when you watched film and now you've gotten some time with Vinny, why is he? We're going to anticipate him having a big season, but what do you like about just seeing and working with him?
Yeah, absolutely. First, just how he is as a person, his work ethic. I don't know if you guys can tell with him talking, he's very. Comes off as quiet, and he's kind of a laid-back dude. But when it comes to work, he's all business first. And I think when you watch his play, when you watch him on film, he just looks like same how he is right now, relaxed, calm, kind
at
of
least
a
for now. Maybe
to
about
him.
10:30 tonight might not be.
Yeah, that's a different ball game. We'll have to go off air to talk about that. But just like his smoothness and how relaxed he is. How he plays with, a ton of poise at the position, and he's not afraid to go dig a safety out and block. His route running, like it never looks like he's maybe trying too hard or he's, running outside his frame. He just literally like plays kind of how he is as a person of like a laid back, relaxed guy. And when, when the switch turns on, then I think it's usually too late for defenses to be able to react to that. So that's been the biggest thing for me. Like I said, watching his tape, when I committed, that jumped off. And then, when you get to meet him, he's very level-headed guy, and that's good to have, especially with, how much we want to target him and how big of a role he's going to play in the offense. You want a guy like that with that mindset and that approach to the game for when, the big moments come. He's going to still be just looking at me like that in the huddle waiting for the ball. So,
yeah, so Vinny, and in the same respect, Billy comes in, and you never know when there's transfers and portal and all of the rosters. Luke Fickell made it pretty clear right from the jump. Billy's going to lead this team. Can you kind of go through when you and what you see in Billy that should get Badger fans excited?
I think the biggest thing that the fans will see is his calmness and his poise in the pocket at all times. Like no matter what happens, like throughout practices and I mean even in throwings, like you can see he's the facilitator, he's the manager, and he's not going to overdo anything. Like he's not going to MF you if you like mess up. He's like, all right, like you got it. Next play, like let's go. He's always confident. He's always just
Level-headed.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's always just level-headed. He's always just smooth, and I love it because like he said, I'm the same way. I'm not gonna get too hype about something and not get too low about, or try not to get too low. I mean, obviously low things happen, but I feel like just his leadership, his poise, his just calmness. I'm definitely like that'll be things
Fired up.
that'll yeah.
All right, for
that
both
plays a big part in it. Yeah.
For both of you guys, and Billy, you weren't here last year, but the new offense with Coach Grimes, what can Badger fans expect? What's going to look different, and why are you guys excited to be a part of this new offense?
You want to say the scheme statement or me?
You got. I don't know if I can beg it out.
Yeah,
right
let's see.
now.
Let's see if it can come back to me. We're going to be a violent attacking offense that will impose its will on opponents through a dominant run game, vertical passing game, and distortion in order to disrupt, disorient, and dictate terms to the defense.
Yes, sir.
It's like you guys know. Can we do that in Latin?
No.
I don't know any Latin.
No,
that might be Billy
no.
only.
I can say.
So, I mean, he has a philosophy.
Yeah.
You guys, obviously, it's been pounded in. And I've always said, I love it when you can see and hear the players echoing what the coaches are. It's getting through, and guys are bought in. So when you just went through that, I know it's funny, but there is something like you guys are bought into what Grimes is trying to get done here with this offense.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like the fans will be excited. That's the best I can put it. They'll be excited because we're excited, and we're going to be good. We'll be good.
Truthfully, obviously, like you said, I wasn't here. I haven't, this is my first season here, but with all my official visit, 80% of my time on my official visit was spent talking with Coach Grimes. Like I still, have the notes on my iPad. I was like, give me your vision, give me your scheme statement, and it was almost verbatim of obviously, he met with the coaches, the whole coaching staff, offensive coaching staff, and they came up with, the scheme statement that I just gave you, but he almost gave me that verbatim of, this is who I am as a play caller, this is my identity, and this is what I want to do. And I think everything we've done, since January 5th or whatever, day we started in here with, installs and walkthroughs and OTAs and spring ball and so on to, we're about a month out from fall camp has been about, that scheme statement. And that scheme statement aligns with the guys we have here. We're continuing to bring in better and better skill, every year. So that's only going to elevate us in terms of what we want to do with, obviously the run game, but the vertical passing game that we want to, be able to take advantage of and take the tops off defenses when, they give us the opportunity to.
Tell us a little bit more about, obviously Vinny's going to be the centerpiece, but from the receiving core, who else are you excited about?
Shoot, I'll try not to give you every receiver in the room, but Tresh Kekahuna, seeing him come back, so far from, when he got banged up in spring a little bit, he's the guy I'm excited for. Haven't gotten a whole ton of opportunities to throw him live reps. So the more reps I've gotten, over these last couple of weeks, I'm really excited about him. Joe Griffin, he's shown, some highlights in spring, even in the summer workouts. Obviously, you guys know Jane Ballard, he runs 23.2. Chris Brooks, he's a big body. He's a physical route runner. He's a physical receiver. Goes and gets the ball. Not afraid to go, dig out and block guys. We have a lot of weapons in this room, and I think the nice thing with kind of what we want to do on offense, the multiplicity of it is, one game Vinny may go for 180, and the next game it may be Chris Brooks that gets 95 yards. So, see you, Johnny. So I think it's just the nature of the room, and we have a lot of guys that there's probably 4 more guys I want to name right now, but I think. Just the growth from that room ever since January when I came into now, I think, there's still some more growth to go with, like everyone on the offense side of the ball on the team, but definitely in that receiver room, we got some guys that are poised to make, a big name for themselves this year.
Talking with Badgers quarterback Billy Edwards and Badgers wide receiver Vinny Anthony on Wilde and Tausch. All right, guys, I got a couple of quick ones. I know you want to get going. One, Billy, you were 18 at Wake, and you were 9 at Maryland.
Correct.
I'm just curious, Vinny, had he wanted number 8, would you have given it to him because you finally got your own number? Would you, 86, 22? Would you
give it to the quarterback QB? Over the punters? It means you're elevated.
Yeah, if you didn't give it to me and I heard that punter story, I probably would have been a little upset.
He wouldn't have got it. I ain't gonna lie.
That's fine.
There's a price. There's a price for everything.
I don't know about that. You guys got to talk to Jaden Ballard because he wore 9 at Ohio State. I wore 9, obviously, at Maryland. I wore 4 in high school. So So I didn't know. There was a small part of me that I was like, oh, maybe I go back to 4, maybe I stick with 9. I don't know. Me and him, I think, committed maybe like a day or two after, in between each other. So I committed first, so I got the first pick at 9. I think if he committed first, he would have tried to get 9. So you guys will have to, when you get a chance to talk to him, ask him about that. He still gives me a hard time.
Well, Vinny, had that worked out that way, you would have had a little bit of extra NIL money from somebody to feed your dog. Vinny, in all seriousness, and by the way, I love Coach Grimes' mission statement. It's pretty hard to get on a small poster. It's going to require a larger size poster. But I am curious, because of your experience, going all the way back to Graham Mertz, who's now in the NFL, what are the challenges for you as a wide receiver, quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback? And what can you do to help the guys in your room and help Billy with that process? Because that can't be easy for you to have gone through.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing that I feel like our group does well is that we always try to find time to just build chemistry, whether it's on the field or off the field, because that might be overlooked, but off-the-field chemistry plays a big part in on-the-field chemistry. And just being able to trust that he'll know where I'm going to be, or he knows where I'm going to be, and I know where he's going to put the ball. And that just comes with time. And, I mean, that's the hardest part, is really just building chemistry. And then after that, it's just play ball. And I feel like now we've definitely built that chemistry, and now we're just going to elevate that in the entire room. And I'm more excited for you guys as the fans to see what we can do. So, yeah.
I think we're all excited about that. All right, Vinny, I got one more for you, and then I'll let Tausch close up shop. Look, we were giving you a hard time about it being your birthday, and after then sharing that you have a fiance and dogs, I mean, you're kind of an old man in terms of your lifestyle. Jesse would be the same way. But in all seriousness, so I cover the Packers, and one of the things that Matt LaFleur has challenged Jordan Love to do this year is be more of a vocal leader. And Billy said it, right? You're a little bit of a quieter guy, I think, is the vibe that I get from you. But this team's obviously counting on your leadership, especially in the receiver room. So how have you evolved as a leader, and how do you think you're going to approach it this year when you've got a new quarterback that you already got connectivity with, but this is still a team that you guys are going to be melding together throughout fall camp and then even early in the season?
Yeah, I think since the guys came in, I've tried to build connections with everybody in the room, whether it's the new freshmen that just got in this summer, or if it was the winter with like Eugene, and just building with Langdon from like last year, all the younger guys, just bringing them the same philosophy that I got when I came in here. Like, okay, we're gonna be physical, and we're gonna grind in everything that we do. And I think just pounding that into them, and even Coach Reed helped me with that leadership role also. He's definitely helped me with that, just being more vocal, allowing me to speak in front of the receivers in our meetings and stuff like that, just being in front of the team. And I think we'll definitely benefit from it, just because obviously everybody's looking towards me. I'm the older guy now, like you said. I'm about to be 22. I am 22 today, so I mean, I'm not the young guy anymore. I'm not looking up to anybody.
Damn, you
everybody's
old.
looking up to me. Chill. But I think our group will be good, and I'm not the only leader in our group. We have Chris Brooks is a good leader. Jaden's a good leader. Tyrell's a good leader. Joe's a good leader. Like, we have our group has good leadership just woven into it, and I think even just receiver wise, we're going to be good, and I think that trickles through to all other places too, because a lot of the time we're the energy boost, and when we're doing good, the team most likely is doing good too.
That's
Amen.
right.
Vinny, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Do we think you're going to have a good turnout with your teammates tonight at your birthday party?
It'll be decent.
Okay.
Now, wait a minute. Now, that is Tausch, we may have reached the point where we're so old that these guys don't even get the draft day reference with Bo Callahan.
Tell me more. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if these guys have any clue of it. Okay.
That's hilarious.
Do you guys get that reference? Because Bo Callahan, Badgers quarterback,
he didn't
nobody
bring his
gave
whole
his
team.
Better get.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll be on it. Vinny's pulling all the, what is it, senior citizens of the team out tonight.
The AARP cards are coming out over at whatever establishment you guys go to.
Yeah. 22 and over, 50% off.
Bring your AARP and your red card.
And your red card. Make sure.
That's right.
The red card.
How great is the red card, guys?
Gotta use it while you have it.
Guys, thank you so much. Glad that you could make it. We are excited. Vinny, I'll tell you what, man. You've been kind of hyping up Badger fans today. I think we need it. I think everybody is excited to see what this new offense can do under both Coach Grimes and obviously Billy and your guys' group. So we're excited to see it, and thanks for all your time today. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, VA. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you guys.
That was fun. All right. Thanks to Billy Edwards and Vinny Anthony for joining us from SquatFest. We still got a little bit left of the 9 o'clock hour. We'll get to that coming up. We will also remind you that the 4th of July is right around the corner, and Steinhaffel's 4th of July sale is here already today. And the savings are sizzling. Right now, save 10% store-wide on furniture for every room, plus get hot doorbusters like a Sealy mattress, any size, just $199. Could this be right? And it gets even better. Take an extra $100 off every $999 that you spend. Steinhaffel's is Wisconsin's #1 furniture and mattress destination and has been trusted for over 90 years. So shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com. Don't miss the 4th of July sale only at Steinhaffel's. More from SquatFest on the UW campus next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team. Help us take home the gold and vote for us every day at madisonmagazine.com/BOM.
Mark Tauscher here, and now that we're into full swing of summer, I'm feeling good on this Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. Stick around as we share some of our favorite feel-good stories of the week to close out today's show and to start the weekend right. You do not want to wait until the end of summer to get started on a big paint project at home. Get started now by trusting the pro painters at Hallman Lindsay Paints. Get connected with the pro painter best for what your project calls for by stopping into any of the many Madison area Hallman Lindsay locations. And remember, from summer heat to winter blizzards, Hallman Lindsay is the one paint that can withstand the challenges of Wisconsin's weather year-round. That's why it's truly Wisconsin's best paint. Hallman Lindsay, great paint, great people. Check them out at hallmanlindsay.com. And stick around to celebrate Feel Good Friday coming up to close out today's show, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. A special month on the Jump Around. ESPN Madison's Badger dedicated show celebrating Pride Month and recognizing men's health awareness all June. Former Badger and current Milwaukee Bucks DJ Shauna Nichols sharing why Madison was a special place to openly be herself.
I choose to try to be authentically me. And if sports have taught me anything, it's that when we put that jersey on or we're now labeled an athlete, eyes are on us in a different way. And so I understand the power of a platform and the power of having that opportunity.
Listen to her full interview and every episode of the Jump Around on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot games. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot games. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Morgan Wallen Live. I'm the Problem Tour 2025. Historic 2 consecutive shows at Camp Randall Stadium, Saturday, June 28th, and second show added June 29th with Miranda Lambert and Ella Langley. On sale now at uwbadgers.com. I'ma need some whiskey glasses. Morgan Wallen, Live 2025.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around. Said I don't want to leave you lonely. You gotta make.
All right, you would think that Bulaga was at SquatFest, given how late we're running. Tausch, set the scene. Is so the defense is lifting now. Is that correct?
So yes, when we were starting with Riley and we all were going crazy in here, it's because they kind of keep everybody cooped up, and then they crack the door open. Everybody starts sprinting in to get their squat on.
Sounds a little dangerous.
Yeah.
Be careful.
You probably would be a little nervous about it, but they
Exactly.
So they went in. They started probably 9:30ish. So we will catch up. I don't know if we'll be able to catch up with many of the defenders. We'll get Brady Collins and hopefully Luke Fickell yet, but this will be a nice little window to talk some Packers, as I'm sure some of our fans are hoping to do.
All right, well, we'll do that after Tausch tells us about his love of Coors Lights.
It's nice and cool down here, but I'm heading to the Killers tonight. I guarantee a Coors Light or two will be in my hand. Whether you're tailgating a concert, a ball game, enjoying your experience during the concert, a big win after the game and or concert, or you just want a moment to chill, crack open a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filter, and it's cold packaged, so it's made to chill. Heck, if you want to celebrate Vinny Anthony's birthday, do that as well. Celebrate it responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We'll shift gears to the Packers during a respite of SquatFest to kick off the 10 o'clock hour. We'll do that in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street, and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Bogalub Markovic. That is the player the Milwaukee Bucks drafted with the 47th overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft last night. 19-year-old from Serbia. But really the question for the Bucks, with Free agency negotiations opening for the NBA on Monday afternoon is what's going to happen with Giannis Antetokounmpo. The latest from ESPN NBA insider Brian Windhorst.
If you look at the Eastern Conference, you could make a case that if they are able to bring their core players back, re-sign Brook Lopez, retain Bobby Portis, retain Gary Trent Jr., and find a point guard that can fill in the gap until Dame Lillard hopefully comes back late in the season, you could make an argument that they could maybe get up into that top 6 and give themselves a chance as they look at other teams in the East struggle with injuries.
Reason for optimism from Windy. Check out more on the Bucks over at ESPNWisconsin.com. Brewers host the Rockies for a 3-game weekend set starting tonight, 7:10 first pitch.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or MetroKiaofMadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. Live from SquatFest on the UW campus, or the Red Planet, or outside the Kenny Rogers Roasters sign in Kramer's apartment. Rolls on, but let's get to a little bit of a Packers conversation. And let's do that thanks to Damian Woody, who I'm going to wait to have Jesse play something he said that I thought was a little bit hyperbolic.
Ooh, I love hyperbole.
But before that, Damian Woody appeared on Unsportsmanlike this morning with our buddy Evan Cohen and had a lot of really good things to say about one Jordan J. Love, the Green Bay Packers quarterback. Here's Damian Woody talking about him.
He's just on this trajectory that, not far from now, we could be having a conversation about maybe Jordan Love could be the best quarterback in the league. Like, that's the type of ability that he displayed in the second half of the season last year. And the great thing about it, he has the youngest group of skilled players in the National Football League around him. So they're all growing together. They're all getting better. It's very scary. The Green Bay Packers could be a very, very scary team with Jordan Love as a quarterback.
Was he talking about 2 years ago?
He meant. I think he was thinking of last season as still this season somehow,
because
the new season started.
So he was talking 2 full seasons ago.
He's talking the end of the 2023 season.
Yeah, I think we all thought that. Nobody thought that last year. If you watched the Bears game or the Philadelphia Eagles playoff game, so I hope that is not what because I like Damian. I think he does a really good job. He was not one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league last season. He was not.
Well, not according to QBR he was. He was like number 4.
Yeah, I don't buy QBR. I'll say that Dallas playoff win and that run of football, he was one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league that year.
Totally agree.
That part of it. So I think Damian's point is, and I don't even know if he is accounting for injuries and anything else, Jordan Love has a chance to be a star in this league.
I agree.
He has a chance to. He is not right now. He is a young quarterback that is figuring it out, that has all of the talent and every tool in the chest that you need to be a good quarterback. And I think the most important thing, he's a hard worker. He wants to be great, and he's putting in the time. So when you factor all of those things in, everything that he said could be true. But as we sit here right now, I don't think it's fair to lump him in that category. I don't think most folks look at what we saw last year and say, oh, okay, well, yeah, he has a chance. And I think with some of the development of some of the younger players, maybe. But I am not, even as, someone that's probably more aligned with the G&G than maybe Damian Woody, I couldn't go as far as he just went there.
Well, then you can't wait to hear what he says next, which is a little hyperbolic. A little, maybe a lot. Kind of like saying that it's a little bit red in there when those lights are on. I can tell you this, one thing that is not hyperbole is our mutual love for Quick Trip. You love it so much, you even stop there despite your forward motion syndrome. You even stop at Quick Trip. That's how special it is.
I stopped there a bunch, and this summer, talking about SquatFest, are you ready to climb to the top? Gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Every sip gets you closer to the summit. From now through August 17th, play every day for free in the Quick Rewards app. You can score bonus plays with every eligible item you grab. You can keep doing it. You get 5,000 opportunities, $5,000 a week, stacking higher and higher until one player reaches that top prize of $250,000. Get climbing now in the Quick Rewards app. Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. And this summer, also a bunch of great deals going. Bananas, jumbo onions, baked potatoes, 29 cents a pound. Nature's Touch cream cheese, 2 for $4. You can get dinner ready in a pinch with assorted varieties. I love Potholes Pizza. $7.99. Life is busy. Quick Trip gets it. Make it easy. One stop for everything. Fast service, gas, free air, all the things, and clean restrooms. Head on over. Use that rewards program on every purchase to keep getting more and more opportunities. Quick Trip. We'll see you next time.
What did Damian Woody say that I have classified as hyperbole?
I don't know.
And will Tausch agree? We'll discover next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
What's up, ESPN Madison fans? It's Jesse Nelson, and it's Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison, and it's brought to you by Pizza Hut. Your chance to win Free Food Friday from Pizza Hut right now. Caller number 10 at 844-770-3776. Caller 10 at 844-770-3776 wins Free Food Friday from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut, and Pizza Hut this summer is hooking pizza lovers up with more of what they love with the launch of the Hut Lovers Pizzas, a limited time lineup of 4 over-the-top pizzas, each piled high with premium toppings priced at $12.99 for one large pizza. Choose from 4 loaded legends: the meat lovers, the pepperoni lovers, the veggie lovers, and the new spicy Hawaiian. Head over to pizzahut.com, the Pizza Hut app, or select Pizza Hut locations to enjoy your own Free Food Friday. Caller 10 right now wins Free Food Friday from our friends at Pizza Hut. 844-770-3776. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
The search for luxury begins at Audi Madison. Save $5,500 when you purchase or lease a new 2025 Audi Q7 55. National customer credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until June 30th. Why drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary? Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Celebrate the red, white, and blue at the Bridges. On Sunday, June 29th, play a 2-person scramble for just $120 per person, including 18 holes with a cart, prizes, and dinner. Find more details at golfthebridges.com today.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
After a storm, even seemingly small damage can lead to major problems. If your roof or siding took a hit with this recent storm, your insurance may cover the damage, but the process is still a nightmare. Badgerland Exteriors makes it seamless. They'll guide you through every step and get your family's home back in tip-top shape just as fast as that storm ripped through.
Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is our crew.
A drive, left center, deep. See you later, Caleb Durbin. Turn out the lights.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN.
Every time, and Tausch likes to say, I don't want the smoke. But I feel like if you, and Tausch, tell me if I'm reading the room wrong. Okay. But I feel like if you are measured in your praise of Jordan Love, and you say things like, he's had some unbelievable moments, and the stretch in 2023 in the second half of the season was so impressive. I have said no one in the league was playing the position better than he was down that stretch.
Yep.
But I feel like if you're measured in your assessment of him after 2 seasons as the starter and you say he's facing a pivotal season, he still has a lot to prove, he's got to elevate his game. Not saying he has to win a Super Bowl like Rodgers did in his 3rd season as a starter, but
nice.
It'd be an amazing story. But I feel like you're a hater or you're too negative. So I'm going to have Jesse play this clip from Damian Woody. Because if I am viewed that way as a hater of Jordan Love, which, Jordan Love knows I'm not a hater. But if I'm viewed that way, then we have to at least look at Damian Woody and say, maybe he's a little too far on the other end of the spectrum. Okay. Here is Damian Woody again talking with Evan Cohen and the crew on Unsportsmanlike this morning.
Let's pretend 2-3 years from now, for whatever reason, Mahomes has a little bit of slippage, okay? Jordan Love is a quarterback, because not everybody would be under this category, that you could see at some point in his career being the best quarterback in the entire league.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone who watched Jordan Love play last season, you can see the progress. You can see the traits. You see the intangibles. Like he displayed it all last year. Again, the difference is like, it's one thing to show it in spurts. Like he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league the second half of the season. Can you put it together consistently year after year after year? That's what the great ones do. Okay, and so that's the next level for Jordan Love is consistently what he did in the second half of the season, doing it year after year after year. That's what I'm waiting on from him.
Aside from the fact that Damian needs to understand that the 2024 season was last year and 2023 is when he played that way.
I get it. He's got to pay close attention to 32 teams, but yes.
So that's
and the calendar.
Yes, exactly.
Calendars but in fairness, calendars are tough because there was a stretch of 24 that he was really good. The back end of January and then those playoff games, right?
Yeah, so look, for a couple things. First of all, he did. He played great during the second half of the 2023 season. We all agree on that.
Yes.
We also all agree we don't know how good he can become, and he could become the best quarterback in the league. I'm not saying that's impossible, but I don't think we have seen sufficient evidence, just like I don't think we saw sufficient evidence from Rodgers in 2008, but we started to see those moments in 2009 where you were like, okay, this guy could be really, really good. I'm not sure.
Pittsburgh game.
Yeah, I'm not sure we knew he would be as great as he was either. So Jordan Love had that stretch in 23. Rodgers had that stretch in 2009. But I came across a video on Facebook. It was accurate information as opposed to all the other stuff that's on there thanks to AI nowadays. And it was a montage of all of Rodgers' 40-yard touchdown passes. And it only ran through the 2015 season.
Okay.
It was 17 minutes long.
Well, that's pretty good.
And I think you forget because, look, however you feel about him now is fine. That's how you can feel however you want about him. But I do think, and I am guilty of this as well with other players, including him, that the farther you get from watching them on a day-to-day basis and a week-to-week game basis, you forget how special they were. And I watched that video, and I was like, holy smokes. Now, again, it's a highlight video, but it's 17 minutes. I mean, there are 50 touchdown passes on there, maybe more. And to me, Tausch, that reminds me of what truly special looks like. And it takes a while to get there. I'm not saying Jordan Love can't get there. I'm definitely not saying that. But to start talking about him as overtaking a mildly slipping Patrick Mahomes in the next 2 or 3 years, I'm sorry, he has to do more before we should be saying that. That would be my opinion. Am I wrong?
So I would look at it this way. There is, and we've went through this, I don't know if it was a couple weeks ago or not, the different tierdom of quarterbacks. Jordan Love is not on the tier 1, not as we sit here today. I think it's a very rare group with Lamar, Josh Allen, and then if you want to argue Joe Burrow, I would put him just outside of those 3. But I think Damian's point is when Jordan has been at his best, when he was healthy, when he had, I don't know if I'd say when his receivers were, but there was a stretch 2 seasons ago. That's what it looks like. He was one of those guys. And whether or not that's going to be the case moving forward, he has it in him. He has the skill set to be that guy. Then it's up to him if he's going to get there. So I think he definitely can do it. But is it too early to make that claim?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, when you're in the media, you have to speculate, you have to hypothesize and try to kind of balance what you've seen and what you think you're going to see. I went down to Hard Rock Casino Rockford along with Jesse and our show. I think the odds are nice. But I believe Jordan Love can be an MVP of an NFL. And when you are the MVP of the NFL, that puts you typically as the top quarterback in the league. Is it going to happen? The odds are no. But do I believe that there's enough that it could? Yeah. Now, did I want to put a lot? But I think he has opportunities, especially if you believe in his system and in the rest of the team around him, that he could be really, really good. 100% I do.
There's a long way to go, though, and as Natasha Bedingfield taught us long ago, so much is still unwritten.
Jason, so no doubt about it. He is the epitome of a Natasha Bedingfield deal. There is so much, 17-minute highlights of what you said with Rodgers. He's maybe getting a couple minutes of throws that he's done. He is in that position where you take off, it happens in year 3. And when Wayne joined us a couple weeks ago, he talking about Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh always looked at quarterbacks. Their third year is when you really, because now you got things figured out. You're not going up to the line and not really having any concept of what's going on. You now have really good idea of what that defense is trying to do to you. You're starting to, the elevators line up, right? That's how I always looked at it. His elevators should be lined up. Physically, he's healthy. Mentally, he's third year. He's been in this system now forever. He understands it. And it's time for him to show, to prove some of the things that, the nice things that are being said about him on a national scale and on a local scale.
Well, you always say nice things about American Family Insurance, and both of you are ambassadors for that wonderful brand as well.
We love it. Saw him out at the AmFam Championship a couple weeks ago. American Family Insurance, a proud partner of Wilde and Tausch. From the jump, and for almost 100 years, they've been committed to making life better with the right home and auto protection, all so that you are free to enjoy your dreams. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Tausch just mentioned Hard Rock Casino Rockford and the shekels he put on a few things. We're going to review what you and Jesse put your little wagers on and discuss the chances of you coming back winners like Jesse was with the Indiana Pacers reaching the NBA Finals. And we're going to do that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Immediate live show streaming, a homepage customized just for you, the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN.
If you're just doing this because you're starting to not believe the Packers are going to bring in a number one wide receiver.
The ESPN Wisconsin app. Everything in the palm of your hand.
Who are the top guys?
And Dobbs.
That is the problem.
No, I totally agree.
You have never called Xavier McKinney the wrong name.
Available in the Apple and Android App Store. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. The Cheese Capital Cup is next on June 27th through the 29th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk about Carbless and their refreshing flavors all the time. One of my favorites is watermelon, and Carbless just dropped the Watermelon Vodka Cocktail 4-pack. Perfect for chilling, grilling, or game day thrills. You know the drill. Zero sugar, unlimited flavor. Enjoy clean, crisp refreshment without the guilt. That's what Carbless does. Find the new Watermelon 4-packs wherever you get your Carbless. Crack open the taste of summer and get your bliss on.
Hey, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network, and I've got a question for you. Is your home ready to shine this season? Whether it's roofing, siding, or windows, Ridgetop Exteriors is the name you can trust. For over 20 years, Ridgetop Exteriors has been Wisconsin's favorite for roofing, and they bring that same expertise to siding and windows. Imagine vibrant, low-maintenance siding and energy-efficient windows that brighten your home while cutting energy costs. Ridgetop Exteriors holds all expert-level installation credentials with the leading manufacturers, including Pella, James Hardie Fiber Cement Siding, and LP Smart Side Engineered Wood Siding. With thousands of 5-star reviews and a commitment to excellence, they're the clear choice for home improvement needs. Plus, consultations and estimates are always free, so there's no reason to wait. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com to schedule your free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, putting customers first every time.
Ridgetop Exteriors is the place for you.
This is our crew.
And he got him looking with a slider. Jacob Mizorowski, his 8th strikeout of this game.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN.
All right, now to be clear, I did not chip in on this, so I do not take in any of the winnings if you guys are right. I don't even remember being asked my opinion on these. So I hope you guys come home with a big wad of cash.
In fairness, you don't offer opinions on much.
I don't feel like that was necessary. I could give you my opinion on you.
You've never been shy to do so.
So, do you have any special music to go over our wagers? Any, the Killers are a Vegas-based band. They're playing tonight at Summerfest. Tausch is going to be there. He didn't invite us when he had extra tickets when Evan Cohen couldn't come. So, do you have any music for your wagering?
You think Wilde would just wait a second? You think Jason and Paula Wilde were going to leave their kids, spend 6 hours down at a concert? You really think that was going to happen?
Yeah, we would have gone.
You really think you would have?
We would have. Yeah, it's funny. We got a free Friday night. Nothing and
What
no
a-
sports tomorrow.
Wow, what a miss! What a miss by us.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, you'll have a great time.
For the first time in history.
There's
Jason
no.
would have
I'm
gone.
telling you, Jesse, and you know, there's no. But I'm not going to tell Jason what he thinks and how he thinks.
I, in fairness to me, which I know you're not usually interested in,
I'm not. That is true.
I
That couldn't
told
be more
Paula the day that Evan was on, because I have a good friend who's also playing tonight at Summerfest in Chasen Mason. My good friend
Mason.
Michael Cotter, unbelievable guitarist.
Okay.
Jason was going to go see Chasen Mason?
Jason at Chasen Mason, and then the Killers, a double dip.
Oh, that
but
would've been fun.
when Evan was on the show and he said he couldn't come, I said to Paula, I think Tausch might have extra tickets to see the Killers. So
if you legitimately would have said that, you could have come. Like, but you know,
I
there is
understand-
no
I understand
way.
your skepticism.
No, there's
I'm okay
no
with
way.
that.
You won't.
Hey,
there
it's
is
all good.
Jesse.
We
Jesse,
will go see Chris Rock together at the Hard
Well,
Rock
I just
Casino
saw Matt
Rock.
Carney is coming to Madison sometime in the near future. That's kind of your guy, and he
The
plays he's
Orpheum
one of our.
Theater, yeah?
He's one of our show songs, right? Doesn't he play at 10 o'clock?
He's also playing Fish Creek the night before
it's a little
training camp
closer
opens.
for you. Okay.
And Paula and the girls already have our tickets for that show.
Just
All
wait a
right.
second. That's on the 22nd?
Yes.
Okay, fun.
So maybe you guys would like to come.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I have to go up there. I don't have to.
You
I
have the
get
opportunity to go up
I
there. Yeah,
get to
uh-huh.
come up and do the opening of the trade. So, yes. All right.
Good save. So, Jesse, let's talk about the wager. What is happening right now?
Looks like
if you're
Bo
on the
Ryan.
video stream, Jesse is obscured by a mammoth
I don't
Bo
know
Ryan
if I'm
head.
Bo, I don't know if I like that headshot. That's a lot of tongue.
He's got a lot more hair than he does now.
It's too much tongue, too. But all right, let's go. What do we
Okay,
got?
Jesse, we're
That's
good
enough.
now.
Yeah,
Put it down.
That's plenty.
All right. Yeah. I got some special music. Didn't have time to get in and do a bunch of extra music because we were at the big event
Because you were
last
using
night.
up your time holding up Bo Ryan's head on the videos.
Pretty cool, though, isn't it? All right, the official bets that the Wilde and Tausch show has placed at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford for the upcoming 2025 Green Bay Packers football season. $50 at -110 for the Green Bay Packers over 9.5 regular season wins. That pays $95.45 back our way if the Packers reach the double-digit win mark in the regular season.
It's just bad odds. Didn't like that at all. But I just feel, again, if there's no injury, I feel really good about that one. I think we're gonna be. I think this team's gonna be a lot better than what certain folks have indicated.
Mm-hmm.
So
A lot better?
A lot better. 9? Yeah, I feel 10 would be, if you don't have 10 wins, a lot of disappointed. It's going to be a lot of disappointment.
Yeah. Well, so again, I do not get to take part in the winnings because I did not take part in the donation, but I believe they are going to go 10-7.
Okay.
That is like literally the number I expect them to win. Last year, I think I picked them to go 12-5. They went 11-6. The year before that, I picked them to go 6-11, and they went 9-8. So take that for what it's worth. But barring injury, I also suspect. But that you're right. You're not winning. You're not winning a windfall with those odds, Jesse.
No, it's what. Yeah.
But Tausch is very confident in it, and it sounds like you are too, Jason. So
I am.
That's
I
why,
am undeniably. Yes, sir.
That's just a good base for us. Maybe it helps with some of these other ones. So the Packers to win the NFC North, Kings of the North, once again. Tausch's rallying cry has been this offseason. The odds plus 260.
Like that a lot better.
We have placed a $25 wager on the Green Bay Packers to win the NFC North, which pays us $90 in total back if they win the division. What do we think of that?
I like those odds. I like the concept of if you're going to get to 12. This is banking on a couple things. I really think that opener against Detroit is going to be a big indicator if this is a good. If this was a good opportunity or if we were just throwing money away. Because that game will set a tone, I think, for a lot of things. And then Green Bay gets into the, I would say, lighter part of their schedule until the finishing part. I think Detroit's going to dip this year.
Yeah.
I think they're still going to make the playoffs, but the odds of them go, the thought of them going 15-2, 14-3 again, that I don't think is going to happen. I think they're going to struggle. I think it's going to be coming down to the end of the season between Green Bay and Detroit, battling it out at that 11-12 win mark is where I would guess. And maybe even Green Bay having it wrapped at that point with 12. That would be my initial guess. All based on that opening. That opening weekend is huge in determining how that's going to shake itself out.
So please forgive the non-wagering member of the panel here. So you guys bet $50 on the over for 9.5 wins.
Yep.
And it pays $95.45. So does that mean you get your $50 back?
Yes.
Plus $45.45?
Yep.
Because it's minus 110. So that's
you get a little less than what your initial wager was. Yep.
So now in this instance, winning the NFC North, you only had to bet $25, and you're going to win $90. So that you win more money. If you're right about that.
Maybe it's a sign, a $65 net positive.
Ooh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
That's a great, it's a really smart point.
Well, then, if you think that's a sign, what is the next number that comes up then?
Oh, boy.
The 565 analytics folks must be loving this one.
Jordan Love to win NFL MVP and be on a trajectory to overtake Patrick Mahomes as the greatest quarterback in the league.
What I've heard.
Plus 2,500. We locked those odds in at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford last week. A $25 wager for the Wilde and Tausch show pays net total $650 if Jordan Love wins NFL MVP. Another 65 in there for you, Tausch.
Exactamundo.
Something.
Listen, do I think it's going to happen? I don't. Do I think it could happen? Yes.
Appreciate your honesty.
And I think there's a couple of reasons. If Green Bay can put it together and have the type of season team-wise that I think they can, if they get the 1-2 seed in the NFC and Jordan has a really good season, he's going to be sniffing, top 3. Then you start looking at it, it's Mahomes. There's fatigue. He ain't getting it. Lamar Jackson should have got it last year, and there was fatigue. So who got it? Josh Allen. Josh Allen got one. So all of these other guys are going to have to be markedly better than what a Jordan Love would have to be. So, if it's Goff, Hurts doesn't have one. So if Philly goes on a run and has a season, the odds of it not happening. But you're kind of banking that Jordan's going to have a really good season, and the team is going to be really good. That's what I'm banking on, and that's why I thought it was a worthwhile expedition.
Yeah, I mean, even if it only cost you $25 and the payoff is pretty high. Do I think he could have a really, really good year? I do. In fact, I would say that if you made me choose, I think it's more likely than not that he will have a really good year. I don't know if he's going to be it's an MVP year yet. And if he has the kind of year that I think he could have this year, then I think the chances of him being an MVP go up, but also your payout is going to go down. Like a year from now, if you place that same bet at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, I don't think you're going to be getting $2,500 if you win it. I think he's going to play. I think he's going to play well this season, and I think it's going to be more realistic in 2026. All I know is that we had a great time on our trips to Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Jesse's going to be there with his mom and his dad and Terry Bradshaw, all in the same age group. But there's lots of fun things going on down there, and we had a great time, didn't we, Tausch?
We did. Hard Rock Casino Rockford features over 175,000 square feet of gaming and entertainment space, including more than 1,300 slot machines, 50 live table games, a sports book, and a rock shop. If we were hungry, we had a diverse amount of dining options at the Hard Rock Cafe. It was a full house that day. Council Oak Steaks and Seafood, Bricked Italian Kitchen, of course, the place I want to try, the UU Noodle Bargain. Only about an hour from Madison. You have 23,000 square feet of premium concert and event space. Got it all right down in Rockford, Illinois, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
I'll scout the UU Noodle Bar for you on Sunday night there, Tausch.
You got Bradshaw coming up.
Bring back some leftovers.
Maybe.
Forgot about that.
I do love leftovers. You know that.
Yes, I got the reference. All right, so let's play some trivia so we have the fluidity as SquatFest continues on the UW campus. Jesse, what's today's category, and what caller would you prefer?
The Colorado Rockies come to town to play the Milwaukee Brewers this weekend. The Lotta Awful Rockies is the category. Questions about the abysmal Colorado Rockies baseball team. Really more about their franchise than the team, I guess.
Yeah, I can't. I was about to say, well, how many games have they won, and ask for that caller, but I'll instead just say caller 10. Caller 10, 844-770-3776. Caller 10 right now, 844-770-3776. We'll play trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Matt Hamilton from Jim, Matt, and Molly, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team. Help us take home the gold and vote for us every day at madisonmagazine.com/BOM.
Mark Tauscher here, and now that we're into full swing of summer, I'm feeling good on this Feel Good Friday, painted by Home and Lindsay Paints. Stick around as we share some of our favorite feel-good stories of the week to close out today's show and to start the weekend right. You do not want to wait until the end of summer to get started on a big paint project at home. Get started now by trusting the pro painters at Home and Lindsay Paints. Get connected with the pro painter best for what your project calls for by stopping into any of the many Madison area Home and Lindsay locations. And remember, from summer heat to winter blizzards, Home and Lindsay is the one paint that can withstand the challenges of Wisconsin's weather year-round. That's why it's truly Wisconsin's best paint. Home and Lindsay, great paint, great people. Check them out at homeandlindsay.com. And stick around to celebrate Feel Good Friday coming up to close out today's show, painted by Home and Lindsay Paints.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhaffel's 4th of July sale. Save 10% off store-wide, plus take $100 off every $999. Shop now in-store and online at steinhaffels.com. ESPN Madison's Badger dedicated show celebrating Pride Month and recognizing men's health awareness all June. Former Badger and current Milwaukee Bucks DJ Shauna Nichols sharing why Madison was a special place to openly be herself.
I choose to try to be authentically me. And if sports have taught me anything, it's that when we put that jersey on or we're now labeled an athlete, eyes are on us in a different way. And so I understand the power of a platform and the power of having that opportunity.
Listen to her full interview and every episode of The Jump Around on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right, you want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
Play where the Badgers play and enjoy a round at University Ridge Golf Course, the official course of the University of Wisconsin. It's easy to see why University Ridge is consistently rated one of the best public courses in Wisconsin, winning awards every year since 1992. Whether it's a tournament, corporate event, or just a golf outing with family and friends, University Ridge Golf Course will make sure you have an enjoyable golf experience from start to finish. Book your tee time today at universityridge.com. That's universityridge.com.
Live the high life at Nitty Gritty, home of the famous Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Celebrate your birthday at Nitty Gritty and receive a free memento birthday mug to fill with free beer, specialty birthday cocktails, or soda all day long. The Nitty Gritty has celebrated almost 900,000 birthdays, and birthday celebrant number 900,000 will receive a $1,000 Amex gift card. Grab some friends and celebrate your birthday at the Nitty Gritty, located in Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The Nitty Gritty, a tradition since 1968.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
This is our crew.
Struck him out with a changeup. That was filthy. 92 miles an hour for Jacob Mizorowski.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN.
Give him hell.
Before we welcome in our contestants, thanks again to Vortex Golf for their great partnership. And I know a couple of golfers who are very excited to use their rangefinder this weekend, maybe even with their old man playing a little golf. Trying to break 200, and we're only playing 9 holes.
Don't even tease us with that.
No, I'm not doing it with you.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Time for trivia.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Indeed you can, and you can bet on, well, you can't bet on Joan in Milwaukee because we're not allowed to bet on these, but we can root for her. Joan, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. How you guys doing?
We are awesome. Happy to have you. Thanks for playing. Here we go. Question number 1. In what did you call this category again, Jesse?
The Rockies suck. Is
the
what
lot of awful Rockies. It's like Colorado, lot of awful.
Great mountain chain though.
Yeah.
That's a stretch, if you ask me. All right, question 1, Joan, is this: 81 games into the Major League Baseball season, how many wins do the Colorado Rockies have entering play tonight at AmFam Field? Do they have 18, 28, or few enough wins for Dunzo the Clown to emerge if they sweep the Brewers this weekend the way he did when the Athletics swept the Brewers at AmFam Field 2 years ago?
Oh, my goodness. I believe it's 18.
You believe correct. Well done. 1 for 1.
18 wins is what they got.
So they're
bad.
What's the worst ever? Was it the White Sox last year?
Yes, outside of teams from like the 1800s, I think the White Sox last year were the worst. Yes.
And what did they win?
I'll double check.
If I may keep asking questions just in case.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Ginseng and cranberry marshes, etc. Question 2 is this. The Colorado Rockies record is 18-63. With a record of 26-55, which fellow awful Major League Baseball franchise holds the second worst record in baseball entering play today? Is it the Sacramento, Las Vegas, Oakland Vagabond Athletics, the Pittsburgh Pirates, or the Chicago White Sox?
Oh, I think it's the White Sox.
It is 2 for 2. I still don't understand. Chicago's a big market, right? Right? That's a big market. It's not like tiny little, Oakland or. Why are they so bad again? Jesse?
The White Sox, they're cheap. They made some bad decisions in trying to rebuild their roster a few years ago. Nothing has worked out for them.
Hey, they got a championship this century.
Yep.
So they're not really trying.
And as a follow-up, the White Sox last year finished with an overall record of 41-121.
Rumor has it, and this is me speculating, they're going to end up in Nash Vegas.
The White Sox are?
Yep.
I could see it.
Yep.
Would that make this the last dance?
Huh?
So, isn't Jerry Reinsdorf their owner? I said, would this make this the last dance at 26-55? Joan, no pressure, but you're off to a great start. Here's question 3. The Colorado Rockies have appeared in one World Series back in 2007, which, fun fact, Jason and Paula Wilde attended those games because the Packers were playing the Denver Broncos that weekend. And that was the Favre to Jennings touchdown, and one Mark Gerald Tauscher was at right tackle in that game.
Fun.
Wow. That is a fun fact.
And after trying to get Javon Walker all week for a story in the State Journal, he was at the bar we went to after the game. A little late to interview him, though. All right, back to the question.
Does that mean Joan gets an entry?
Give her an entry.
Give her 2.
So be that as it may, Joan, the Rockies were swept in that series in 4 games by which American League team that was crowned World Series champs? Were they swept by the Boston Red Sox, the New York Yankees, or the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim?
What year was this?
The year was 2007, Joan. 2007.
2007. Darn it, I don't know. I'm going to guess the Red Sox.
Let me tell you, that's one heck of a guess right there. Joan, 3 for 3, 4 entries into the drawing that Jesse hopefully won't forget to do when things start to heat up again at UW SquatFest. Congratulations. Great job today, and good luck in the drawing.
Thanks. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I love listening to you guys.
I love you guys.
All right, that is Wilde and Tausch trivia. Congrats to Joan. Tausch, quick update before we kick off the 11 o'clock hour. Is there a lot of weight being thrown around right now? Should we? I want to be ready if we have some guests that may be showing up at your table soon.
I think we're just starting to wrap up here. It looks like there's some running and it looks like a little core action, but there's still some work left for the Squat Fest before it finishes up. And then I think we're going to be joined by Christian Allegro, who I think is going to have a monster year on the defensive side of the ball. And then, like we did last year, Brady Collins, strength coach, talking everything Squat Fest and who to look for as far as new up-and-comers for this upcoming season.
Well, you can also probably get a bunch of guys that are also UW Credit Union members while you're there, because is there a branch inside the facility?
There's not, but right across the street, there's one all throughout Madison and Milwaukee. And for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here forever. You, proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. Ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, to keep my banking local, of course. Member first service. Yep, great perks like early payday. Love that too. But I love Bucky. It's great to be around Bucky all the time. Fandom will make you do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
That cute rascal had a heck of a time at Made Him Believe last night. He was dancing on stage with Frank and Sam. He was having a good time last night.
Well, Jesse, I do think, just in case we have guests that will eat up your Whoa Nelly, I was hoping you could tell us about Made 'em Believe, and I can't believe that you were there. So we look forward to your recap to kick off the 11 o'clock hour. Your parents did not come. They're just going to Bradshaw?
Not to this one. Someone actually asked me that yesterday. Your parents coming?
It's a great question.
No?
It's a great question.
They didn't make it last night. Only for Terry on Sunday night.
Jesse will give us the full rundown from last night at the Orpheum next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Toscher here for Pizza Hut. With kids, sports, summer vacations, and plenty of other things keeping us busy this time of year, it's hard to plan meals ahead of time. That's why Pizza Hut is hooking us up with the Hut Hookup. Spend $7.99 at Pizza Hut today, and you get a free large one-topping pizza later. You heard that right. Pizza now and more pizza later. Download the Pizza Hut app or order online today at pizzahut.com. The Hut Hookup, available now only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app, home to all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows at the touch of a fingertip. Hands up if you're listening to the app right now. Plus, find featured content, enter contests, and more. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple and Android app stores today. The Milwaukee Bucks made a draft selection last night in the second round of the 2025 NBA Draft. The player that they selected, Bogolub Markovic from Serbia, 19-year-old. Meanwhile, of course, the NBA offseason in full swing, and what that means for the Bucks is what's going to happen with Giannis. Is he going to stay? Is he going to explore other options when free agency begins to open up next week? ESPN NBA insider Brian Windhorst.
If you look at the Eastern Conference, you could make a case that if they are able to bring their core players back, re-sign Brook Lopez, retain Bobby Portis, retain Gary Trent Jr., and find a point guard that can fill in the gap until Dame Lillard hopefully comes back late in the season, you could make an argument that they could maybe get up into that top 6 and give themselves a chance as they look at other teams in the East struggle with injuries.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. Tausch live from SquatFest, but he is doing no squatting per se. Before we get to Made and Believe, which was another great UW-related event, which was last night.
Heard nothing. I'll tell you this. It's always awesome to hear, and I know our team, both at ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee, put a ton of time and effort into this, but nothing but great reviews from people that have been there. Said it was just a first-class event, which I know we expect, but great time had by all. Benny and the whole crew sounds like entertained, and was just a beautiful night up at the Orpheum. So kudos to our teams that were able to execute that.
They did work their tails off. There's no doubt. It was a big production, and I have heard nothing but positive reviews as well. We'll hear more about that, hopefully, but we want to get to something else. And that is, Tausch, you sent this to me, and you're a big fan of Ken Ingalls, the cap guy, the Packers cap guy.
He does a good job, yep.
On Twitter. And here's what he wrote. There is a world where 3 of the Packers' top offensive linemen won't be on the field to start training camp. Second-round pick Anthony Belton remains unsigned. Elton Jenkins could continue his contract dispute in a hold-out, hold-in. And don't rule out Zach Tom not practicing without a new deal. Now, this is obviously Ken's opinion. And I will say that when we talked to Zach Tom at the minicamp, I would say that he was authentically guarded about what his next move could be. He certainly did not paint himself into any sort of a corner on coming or not coming to camp, et cetera, et cetera. Do you have concerns about this? That not 1, not 2, but 3 of these guys could be not on the field on July 23rd?
I don't know what's holding up the Belton deal. But as far as Zach Tom and Elton Jenkins, they're going to be at camp. Whether or not they're going to practice or not remains to be seen. That's why the whole Zach Tom competition thing was so interesting, and I don't know, and I kept asking, why did they have that group go out there when we all know that if Zach Tom is healthy and under contract, he's going to be your right tackle when the Detroit Lions come into town. And I don't know if this was part of the process, if they are anticipating Zach Tom not playing until he gets the contract that he wants, because obviously last season and then how the Packers operated this offseason was very telling that they wanted to get better up front. That was their number. It seems as if you go by what they spent and how they approached it, that was top priority. And then receiver is right after that. So now, if you don't have your starting right tackle and your starting center for a big chunk of camp, I would say there would be a high level of concern. So that's why I just don't anticipate the Elton Jenkins thing being a thing. He's being paid a good, especially at center, a good market rate for his contract. He wants guarantees. It makes a ton of sense to redo a deal and figure that out. And the Packers still having an out after 2 years, as we talked about yesterday with Bulaga, or 2 days ago. The Zach Tom thing could get interesting because there was a report, and I don't know if this report was accurate or not, but it would make sense to me, so that's why I'll bring it up, that he wants $25 million a year. And I know fans are like, that's crazy. It's not crazy. The best right tackles in the league and some in the NFC are both making more than that. So he is going to continue to try and get the highest number he can. The Packers are going to have to pay that. And they're going to either pick and choose, or they're going to do it now and have somebody bought in or not. That's going to be the question mark and if they believe in Zach. So I don't know how ugly that could get, but both of these scenarios, if they're not addressed and handled, could get messy. And when you're looking at a group of 5 and 2 of them are going to be big-time question marks, all of a sudden concern levels can get high. And I think it's only June 27th, so there's time. I just don't see this getting to that point. But if it gets to be July 27th and we're sitting here and neither of those two guys are practicing, it's going to be, you think it's been red here today, it will be red lights flashing everywhere from a concern level up in Green Bay.
Okay, so let's go one by one here. Look, there's been a few second-round picks that it has taken a little while longer to get deals done. I think part of the factor there is that I think agents are trying to get second-round picks contracts guaranteed fully for all 4 years. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's where maybe the debate has gone on. I don't know that about Belton specifically, but that makes a lot of sense that that's what a holdup would be. Okay, so he's a draft pick. He's in a different category. Okay. Elton Jenkins and Zach Tom both have something in common. They are both under contract. So if they were to not participate via a hold-in where they report but then do the Rodney Dangerfield Caddyshack, oh, my arm, and aren't available, that would be huge.
Well, they're going to report. They're not paying fines.
Correct. So they'll report. Mm-hmm. Oh, and again, the if was not if they report, but if they participate, right? Because if they have a toe or a hammy or whatever it is, look, Jordan Love basically did that last year.
No, that's
right?
not basically. That is what he did. He just didn't practice.
Correct. So it's not unprecedented. Obviously.
And
he's
by the way, again, man, you guys all know I am always biased pro player. And that's just how I'm going to be. Mm-hmm. Neither of those guys should.
So that was you literally took the question out of my mouth. Because if Elton Jenkins calls and says, hey, good job by Wilde getting the word out that I wasn't happy with my contract, even though people accused him of lying and it turned out he was exactly right. Now I need Tausch's advice. What should I do? You're telling Elton to report but don't participate until they address his contract?
I would look at it this way from Elton's standpoint. I understand what he wants. I don't know. Pull up his spot track while I'm talking, Jason, to see what he's making this year. Because
I know it off the top of my head.
For Elton, it's a little different because he is now at the point in his contract where it's big boy base salary, if my memory serves me. Not
his
big
base.
Boy.
So his base salary is $11.7 million.
Okay.
There's obviously the proration of his signing bonus. He forfeited a workout bonus. He's got in game-by-game roster bonuses. His cap hit for this season is $17.6 million. Next year, his base is $18.5 million, and his cap hit is $24.8 million. So again, I want people to understand, and I'm sure Ken described this as well.
So Jason, if Elton plays 17 weeks and hits all of his in-game roster bonuses, what is he making this year?
He is making $12.3 million.
And I'm going to tell you this: the Green Bay Packers will be more than happy paying Elton Jenkins $12.3 million this year, and then having the opportunity to redo his deal next year, or say goodnight. That's what the Packers want.
That's why they haven't done this.
Correct. The Packers think 12.3 for a starting center is fair market wage, and
it's less than Creed Humphrey.
Yeah,
he got
but
a
Elton's
$70 million deal. I understand.
It's low for a guard, and Elton's played a little bit below market the last few years, and that's, again, why you want to sign guys early from the Packers standpoint, give them their guarantees. They identified him just like they're going to do with Zach Tom, because if they wait on Zach Tom, he will get Bonko dollars, especially if he has a really good season. So from Elton's standpoint, I don't know how hardball you can get, because there does come a point where you could say my hammy's hurting and I'm reporting in, and I think the Packers will work with you a little bit. But when it gets to be 2 weeks before the season and there's just no common ground, the Packers are going to say, all right, we're going to start finding you. And then it can get contentious, and I don't think it will get to that point.
Can I ask you the flip side of that? Because this was the debate that I had with Homer. The guy's a 3-time Pro Bowler. Your general manager publicly said when announcing that they were moving him to center that the team believes he can be an all-pro center. He is not asking for a lucrative 4-year extension. You can still rejigger his contract, and still, if you should decide after he celebrates his 30th birthday, I think the day after Christmas, if you don't want to keep him, fine, but you're supposed to pay him $11.7 million in base salary anyway, which will become guaranteed in the first week, right? That's how it works for vested veterans. Why don't you say, look, we're going to convert most of your base salary to a signing bonus. We're going to add some dummy years to your contract. That way we can still get out of it if we want to go our separate ways. We'll give you a little bit extra, for the effort. But you're crucial to what we do, and you have been a great teammate and a leader in that room. We don't want to fight about this. It's not about winning the negotiation. We're already set to pay you $12 million. Let's guarantee that. Why not? Tell me. I understand that I'm a feelings guy, not a finance guy. But if this guy's as good as you think he is, and you have predicated your entire offensive line reshuffle on moving him to center, you have to pay him this money anyway if he's on the roster week 1. Why not just do that and be done with it? What am I missing here?
Business, because that's not the
But he's not asking for new money, and that's the part I don't get.
I don't think any.
No, I do know.
Okay, what do you know?
He's not asking for new money.
What is he asking for?
He's asking for some of the existing money on his contract to be guaranteed.
Okay.
Now, I think he would like, and this is where the business negotiation would come in, I think he would like guarantees that would make him on this team for this year and next year.
Mm-hmm. And the Packers have done that in the past, but they are being more and more selective with 30-year-old pluses to do it. And by the way,
he's not 30 yet.
By the way, rightfully so, in my opinion. So it's easy to sit here and spend other people's money. It's very easy. The Packers would like for Elton Jenkins, I'm sure, just to come in and play. Elton should be doing what he's doing. There is going to become a time where the rubber's going to hit the road one way or the other. And I don't know how much. If they want to just guarantee this year at the 12.3, is Elton going to take that? No. Because Elton's pretty sure he's going to make that 12.3 this year as the starter. And
then
if he does,
he's going.
Well, no, if he gets hurt, which is what players are fearful of.
Right, in camp.
No, the money is good. You're getting that money. If he gets hurt, it's a season ender. He's getting paid. But then he's not getting paid next year. And that is what he's looking for, is a little more security. And I don't know how willing the Green Bay Packers will be. I think they should be. I am in your camp. I'm saying why they're not doing it is because they don't have to. And they're not going to do just what makes everybody feel good. You make everybody feel good, there'd be a lot of old veterans still running around trying to score touchdowns. And but that's not the reality of the NFL. You got to stay young. And at some point, it doesn't make sense. If Elton wants 2 years of guarantees and the Packers think they have their next center, which this is the part I don't get. They don't, unless Jacob Monk is all of a sudden a lot better than what we saw, they don't have the next guy. And Elton, you know what you're getting. So the Zach Tom scenario is a lot more interesting to me than this. I think this gets rectified. The Zach Tom piece, if he's not going to play, that negotiation is not going to be as easy. That will be a lot trickier and a lot more expensive than what the Elton Jenkins.
Okay, so Zach Tom calls you and asks what he should do. What are you telling him? And how long do you push it if you're him?
That's where this whole thing with what it's like they were playing chess with this competition bit and getting everybody to think that Belton or somebody else could take it. I saw through that. That's just not happening. I know how they feel about Zach. But do they feel enough to pay him top right tackle money in the league? I don't know about that. And that's where this is going to get sticky because Zach, I think in his mind, deserves it. He thinks, I'm only going to get better. I played last year not healthy, and I still gave you everything I had. How do we go about getting to where you're going to have to pay? And Green Bay does 2 years of guarantees is what we've went again through this with Russ.
Clearly.
You're
yes,
looking
sir.
at 50-some-odd million in guarantees to Zach Tom when you could have him this year for, $4 or $5 million, and you could wait and see. You're going to have to give a pretty good discount in order for Zach to sign something, or in order for the Packers to feel good about it. What's going to be that degree of sacrifice on both sides? And is Zach Tom willing to say, I will be here, but I'm not doing anything until it happens? I said it was going to be really tough for Jordan Love, and I'm guessing it was for him to sit and watch while his team negotiated for the first 2 or 3 days of training camp last year. A lot harder. It can be a lot harder for somebody that maybe it's a tough spot, and I am really interested to see how it shakes out. But from Zach Tom's standpoint, you'd say, I don't know what the right answer is for you. I don't know the right answer because if you want to make Penei Sewell money, you got to play it out. You're going to have to play it out, and with that comes great risk. But it also comes, is it worth it if they offer you 23 a year and you want to get 28 or 29? You would think take the 23.
Yeah,
that's what the easy thing to do, but if you want to do it and you feel it, you want to bet on yourself. And I think that is, in essence, what I think. If the Packers and him and his team can't come to it, I could see him betting on himself, and then you get franchise tag, and that's where it gets real ugly. So that contract and that negotiation and how Zach approaches training camp, to me, is going to be top of the line interest on that opening day when we go up there for Dream Drive.
Yeah, Zach Tom, for those of you who are curious, remember he was a 4th-round pick. So he didn't have, like, first-round draft pick money already. And
$23 million hits a lot harder for him than if somebody that's got 10 or 15 in the bank already as a first-round pick.
His original contract was 4 years, $4.2 million. He got $504,000 guaranteed. Okay? Now, he did hit the proven performance escalator, so his base salary for this year is $3.4 million. I am here to tell you that Zach Tom at right tackle this season at $3.4 million is one hell of a bargain.
You telling him not to play?
Well, first of all, I would tell him if they came to me with 23 average, give me a pen, right?
Okay.
Because I do not have that kind of.
Are you telling Zach Tom on the 23rd of July show up and don't do anything.
Yeah, look, I am risk averse. The guy just went through a year where he played through a torn pec. He has seen David Bakhtiari tear an AC. Well, I mean, he wasn't here yet, but David Bakhtiari battle through knee problems after tearing an ACL in practice. He has seen Elton Jenkins battle back from a torn ACL.
All right, so I think we can both agree Zach Tom should not take a meaningful snap until his contract is adjusted for this season.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Tausch will have more from SquatFest next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tosher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Well, congratulations to the amazing team at Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie. They're celebrating their 60th year in business. Year after year, Zimbrick Chevrolet is recognized as a Best of Madison operation. If you've experienced the same great service I have for years, head over to MadisonMagazine.com/BOM and vote Zimbrick Chevrolet as Best of Madison yet again. Zimbrick Chevrolet is Dane County's #1 volume Chevy dealer. Stop by or browse online to check out the full lineup of Zimbrick Chevy's new and used vehicle inventory, including Dane County's largest selection of the hot new Chevy Equinox. And remember, it's always better to have your vehicle serviced before you hit the road for a summer road trip, so you don't have to worry about it while you're traveling. Tune-ups, tire rotations, oil changes, and everything in between. Book an appointment online today with Zimbrick Chevrolet's outstanding service team. Voted Best of Madison year after year and celebrating 60 years in business. Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie is the name you can trust.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Siding Unlimited recently installed 20 brand new amazing energy efficient windows. Our Siding Unlimited crew removed the old windows, inspected the wall for wood rot, installed the new beautiful windows, and cleaned up behind ourselves. It was easy to get started. The homeowner met us at our amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
My name is Rob, and I was seriously injured. When I think of Gruber Law Offices, I think of an honest, hard-working team who will fight to represent you. Couldn't be happier with the call that I made that day.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tosher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I'm not afraid of getting older. I will escape from dying young. I see the light and go past my shoulder. I'm one less day from dying young, and I'm not afraid of getting older. I'm one less day from dying young, and I see the light and go past my shoulder.
Wilde and Tausch continues live with Tausch on the UW campus at SquatFest, and fewer red flashing lights and more high-intensity white lights. And it looks like Tausch has a few friends who have joined him.
We got a couple of the leaders of this defense. The defense just finished up their SquatFest. Ricardo Hallman, Christian Allegro joined Wilde and Tausch from SquatFest. Fellas, how was it?
It was electric. It was
Electric?
absolutely electric. Oh yeah. The boys were amped up in there. Set a few squat records for sure. Rico.
Yeah,
Rico?
this is definitely this is my third SquatFest, and this is definitely by far the most fun one. It was electric, atmosphere was good, and guys were getting out there the whole time.
What? So when you said made it electric, it was besides setting new records. This is just something you guys really look forward to, and obviously Brady Collins, the strength coach, sets it up where this is an intense operation, and this is more than just coming in and getting a lift. It's also about the bonding and being able to fight through. Why is this so important to this program?
Because it's we kind of treat it as like a celebration. It's the first phase. We just finished the first phase of the summer, and it's kind of to celebrate all the hard work we put into the summer so far with the guys. And when we go out here, yeah, it's hard, it's intense, but we also enjoy doing it as well with our boys.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this is the Badger football Mifflin. Like it kind of compares to that. I mean, we wait all summer for it, and I think this is a great send-off and a great celebration to get all the guys ramped up and have fun.
Tausch, as someone who loves a good analogy, I would hope that you would high-five Ricardo, given your love for those analogies, because that was phenomenal.
Yeah, no, Ricardo, so I've gotten to know Ricardo, and I just was asking because last year, I don't know if you joined last year, but we did another fun little hit, and a lot of your guys left, kind of your crew, but he's just kind of talking about the new guys and how excited you are about, not that it's going to be that much more fun because you miss your guys, but it's a new era and kind of a new time here at Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You always hate to see the guys, especially that you get close to, leave and go their separate ways. But at the end of the day, you kind of look at it, and that's what college football is turning into, kind of a revolving door. So it's always cool to get new guys and get new guys acclimated and help them become part of the brotherhood and the culture that we have here. And then I think all the guys have done a really good job, and I can't wait to share the field with these guys.
All right, so Christian, when you flip the tape on, and I know last year was last year, and you watch the last 3 or 4 games, I'm sure you look at it and like, we got to be a lot better. So I guess tell us a little bit about, I don't want to get into the past, but what's going to be different about this year's group?
I think our we got a lot heavier up front. Our D-line.
There is no doubt watching squat, just the bodies coming. It is definitely a thicker up front group than what we saw last year.
We had Perkins squatting 600 something. So yeah, we got a.
What kind of athlete is this guy? I watched him at practice, and you're amazed because there's some guys that are like, man, they're big, and then you see and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, he's a big body. He's also ridiculously athletic too.
Mm-hmm.
He can run.
Can
fast.
he dunk?
He might be able to.
I don't know. All right.
But we got a lot of good guys coming in. Mason Rieger as well. Just an absolute stud. Dude's good at everything, literally. So, and he's been hurt the past few years, so I'm excited to see him on the field for sure. And I think in the past 3 years I've been here, I think our defense itself is bonding really well together. Probably the most since I've been here. I don't know. Rico can attest to that.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
It's been great so far.
What is that bond? What's forming that?
I think this past off season we had a big emphasis on just kind of bonding with our teammates. So every time we're out on the weekends, we had to send pictures to our coaches of us together, which kind of forces us to.
What are the things? What are we doing? What's fun? What are we doing bonding-wise? Golf?
Golf is a big one.
Okay.
This summer, a lot of guys like to go to the lake, stuff like that. Just random stuff, just hanging out with each other. So I think that's a big thing that we haven't done as well in the past, is just hanging out with each other, getting to know each other, especially new guys. And I think that'll take us to the next step this year.
Vinny Anthony's birthday party.
Vinny Anthony's birthday tonight. Yep. Ricardo, before I throw it over to Jason, you came back another year, and I'm sure part of it was that a little bitter taste in your mouth from how the season finished. But what made it important for you to come back?
I knew out of all the places, this is the place I wanted to be. And, even from my freshman year, we had never been as successful as I wanted to be here. And we never, in my opinion, set the standards right and how Badger football should be. So, that left a bittersweet taste in my mouth. And I really, really want to get back to that Badger football dominance and what you fans are used to seeing. So I think that was really important, a point of emphasis for us this offseason, a point of emphasis for me coming back, I think, to set the standards straight and do it here.
All right, Christian, last one for me. What is different about this offense? Because the defense, you mentioned bigger bodies up front, stopping the run. That's obviously got to be the focal point. Mm-hmm. But when you're going against this offense, you went against it in spring, and now you're getting to know the guys. Mm-hmm. What is going to be different?
They're running. So first of all, they're doing a lot of under center stuff. We got a lot of fullback. We're kind of going back to the old Wisconsin in a way. A lot of motions, kind of like a Penn State type offense with all the different type of motions they had. Just we're doing a lot of that under center. So this past spring ball, I think helped us as a defense a lot because they were running all these different formations, motioning different receivers everywhere, which helps us a lot when we go against those teams like Penn State or Ohio State, guys like that. So I would say that's the biggest thing is them just being able to use a bunch of different pieces, motion them around and stuff like that. So, yeah.
All right, guys, I know you want to get out of there, but I got one question for each of you. First of all, Ricardo, I'm looking at this stat here. You played 319 coverage snaps, according to Pro Football Focus. You were targeted only 33 times. That tells me that you got a pretty good rep. But we all know you're a stud, but you also want to be involved more. Are there ways without chasing plays for you to have – you were an All-American 2 years ago. How do you get more opportunities when you play a position where everyone's scared to throw at you?
It's just kind of what our defensive coaches kind of preach to us, just the emphasis on effort and attitude and, running and making effort plays like forcing fumbles or, being a guy to be a punch out or just gathering around, just trying to be one of the first people to the ball. I know as a corner it's easy for people to game plan and, throw away from you, but I can't let that be an excuse. I got to try to put myself in the best position to make plays regardless.
And Christian, as a guy that is one of the up-and-coming guys on this defense, right? You got more opportunities last year than you did in 23. How can you put your signature on this defense? This team obviously lost some pretty high-profile guys on that side of the ball. What kind of a role are you envisioning for yourself, and how much do you feel you have to step up and be a leader for this group?
I think the role I've really been working on is becoming more of a vocal leader on defense, kind of like the vocal type of leader we had last year, like Jake Chaney or guys like that. I think that's the biggest step I'm taking. I think this past spring ball I kind of took a big step with that. So, even when we're in the weight room or something like that, I'm just trying to talk more, get the guys going, become that more vocal leader because I feel like I can lead by example, but I just want to take the next step of being that vocal leader and, leading the guys.
Is that hard? Has that been difficult for you? Or is
it's kind of out of my comfort zone, but, it's something new for me. So
squatting 600 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. So the more I work on it, the better I've gotten at it. And, I really enjoy it as well. So it's not something I don't like doing.
And you guys, defense and offense were separate for this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So did you guys see the toga-style shirts that Billy Edwards created?
Yeah,
what were your fashion opinions on that?
I'm not really sure. A bunch of guys do a bunch of crazy stuff, like tank tops, cut and everything. But
a lot of shoulder.
Yeah, me and Rico kept it simple today.
Yeah, honestly. I didn't even see Billy's.
We'll send you a picture. It was different, that's for sure. Fellas, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
no problem.
you.
Thank you so much.
Tausch, I know you've had a lot of guys join you, and I see that Ricardo is taking his headphones off, so I can say this. He's big time, man. Oh, he does still have them on. Dang it!
No, he heard you were going to compliment him. So
yeah,
put him back on.
He's big time. Like as a guy who covers the NFL, we know how good he can be. When you look at this defense with these guys and everybody else, how excited are you, Tausch, about what this group could be this year?
Well, I just think, and Christian mentioned it. There was when you watch the Iowa-Nebraska game, guys got moved around a little too much, and when you're playing linebacker, you want to be able to react and not have guys back up on you. Thanks, guys. that's I think the biggest thing. So that is where I think you're looking at this defense, understanding it, and that's where they have to get a lot better. So it's great to hear that. And now again, this stuff is all great. As the birthday boy Brad Childress always used to say, this gives you a chance to have a chance. Mm-hmm. And you still have to go out there and do it. And until you go and do it, it's just words,
More from SquatFest as we roll on. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Attention business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities, plus membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
The ESPN Madison Open, presented by Coors Light, is back. On Monday, August 4th, the ESPN Madison crew is packing up our bags and teeing off at TPC Wisconsin for a day on the links. This year's Open is benefiting Mentoring Positives, a nonprofit based right here in Madison, dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. The ESPN Madison Open, also brought to you by Carbless, Zimbrick Honda, Siding Unlimited, Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, Clear Vision Pro Wash, and Vortex Optics.
This is our crew.
A drive, left center, deep. See you later. Caleb Durbin, turn out the lights.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN.
official title is Director of Football Strength and Conditioning.
Sounds right.
But I like to think of Brady Collins as the godfather of SquatFest. What do you think?
I don't think there's a SquatFest if he's not here. Yeah, so I think that's probably fair.
Pretty true.
Brady, what's up, man? It's always great when we catch up with you. How do you assess SquatFest 2025?
It was everything we expected and then some. These guys have been grinding 6 weeks straight, 4 to 5 days a week. And like I told them at the end there, I said, just because the lights are here and, there's all this media and all that, it doesn't change the daily investment grind that these guys have been doing. Just really proud of, my staff and these guys, the amount that we, support and our hearts that we pour into them every single day. And you can just really see the boys, that locker room getting even tighter and tighter. And it was a fantastic day.
Brady, so why is this important? Because this has been something that has been highlighted, and the players the ones that we've spoken to, talking about celebration. It's hard work, but you want to celebrate it. I'm assuming what you just said, working through things and the bonding, but why is this important to this program?
I think it's just because, we ask so much of these kids, and we do. Look, everybody tries to reinvent the wheel and think they're the best, at training. And like I tell guys all the time, everybody's squatting, everybody's running, everybody's benching, all that stuff. It's not what we do. It's why we do it, who we do it with. And, you want to give back to them. You want to have something to look forward to that's a big hurrah because, like I said, every day we're getting after it. We're taxing them. We're pushing the limits. We're holding them accountable, and they're doing the same. And, from the outside, a lot of people could be like, oh, why are they doing that? That's fine. You're not an 18 to 22-year-old kid who's poured their hearts in every single day. And we want to celebrate. We want to have fun. We want to make it an experience that, 20 years from now, they're talking with the boys like, do you remember that one year when Coach B had that SquatFest? We did this, we did that. And, this was probably the most unique one ever just because it was different than anyone we've ever done. We added a station. Each station had a finisher and then a finisher at the end, and it was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of energy, again, like we always get at SquatFest. When you're looking, we always like to get this because the new guy, there's so much newness, right, with all the portals and the freshmen. Who are some people that you think are going to really pop, whether it's with some great speed gains that they've had or strength? Who are some players that maybe played some last year or new that you're really excited to see this all transferring out to the field?
Yeah, and again, that's really all that matters. I tell the kids all the time, hey, heavy squats and benches and deadlifts, those are great, and we love those. We're meatheads. I care more about how well you play football, and that's why the way we train is to make you better at football. But I could be biased and just everybody, but there's a lot of guys. Yakimelli, just an unbelievable dude and incredible leader, and just loves this place and just the work he's put in. Vinny Anthony, the strides he's made. Jaden Ballard, a new guy coming in. Yes, he's fast, but the toughness at which he works out now and all those types of things. Billy Edwards is an absolute dog. Just a great fiery leader. He's changed his body. He's looking good. He's healthy, rocking and rolling. And then all these young guys are just, impressive. Nick Clayton, Cooper Catalano putting on, 25 to 34 pounds, both of them improving their 40s from when they got here in January. Eugene Hilton, just all those guys. Jameer Scott, Kairos, you can keep going with all those young guys. But a guy also I'm really proud of is Riley Mallman. A big emphasis on him getting, upper body strength up, and he's really improved in that area. New Davis Heinzen coming in, never trained the way we've trained, all that stuff, just done a great job. Jake Renfro's up 10 to 15 pounds more than he was last year, which he had to be, so he doesn't, get worn down near the end of the season. But I could just keep going and going. Ben Barton, his leadership, and just, he's a big, strong human being. CA, Tackett, all those boys. Rico, Nizier, Austin Brown's a freak. Preston Zach.
Yeah, you literally could keep going and going.
I could.
There's no doubt. You are. And you are. Last one for me, because I know we're running out of time. We're going to get you on your little mini break here, but defensive line, and that was something we were talking with, with Rico. A lot bigger, than what we saw last year. That's something that obviously was emphasized this offseason.
Yes, and not just bigger, but I think just the humble and hungry dudes that coming in with a chip on their shoulders. Like Perk, his personality is so contagious, but his work ethic is the same. And, he holds people accountable, and he wants to be pushed, and he wants to get better. Jalen Suggs, I call him, or JVR, call him old man, because, he kind of moves a little. And then, when he does stuff, he just turns it on, and he's twitchy, and he's strong. And then those two edge guys, Corey Walker, an absolute just mature freak of a human being. Michael Garner, 300 pounds, running fast, strong. And so I'm very, very impressed with all those guys.
Well, Brady, we know we got to let you go. I will say, with your hat on backwards and me, I think we look a lot alike if I can toughen up my voice a little bit.
Yeah,
couple tough
maybe lift a few
you
more
you
weights.
can't pull off Zubaz pants like Coach Ken, though.
I have a very important question, though, before we go.
Yeah.
And that is, you got your new quarterback, Billy Edwards, who was great with us. We had a great conversation with him. But the toga-style shirt that he created for SquatFest, I don't know if he was going for Julius Caesar or what, with a lot of shoulder available.
Yeah.
Do you encourage these guys to cut up their T-shirts, or is that just leadership in action?
They always they know that they're given that shirt when they get here in the morning, and they can do whatever they want to. We want the guys to have fun, because every day they're wearing the same workout shirts, shorts. Everybody looks clean, unified team, all that stuff. But, I want them to have fun, show their personality. I was even messing with Billy. I'm like, what's this look you got going on? He's like, it's not bad, right? I was going for the toga look. And I said, yeah, your traps
Well, he
look pretty
speaks
good.
Latin, for God's sake, so what else could you expect?
Doesn't surprise me. He is a Renaissance man.
It seems like it.
So there was no Hulk Hogan tearing the shirt off, or do we just have to wait for social media to show the ripping?
You never know
of the
what's going to show up on social media.
Yeah,
So
I think we did have one rip. I think it was Mason Posa. I think he ripped his shirt at the end there, so that was pretty cool.
Brady, you're the best, man. We love it when you let us come to this, and we appreciate your time. Thanks, man.
I appreciate you guys.
Again, his title is Director of Football Strength and Conditioning, but he is the godfather of SquatFest. He is Brady Collins. We'll wrap things up with Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Bucks.
In the landscape of today's NBA,
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
why would you be loyal to an organization? None of your peers are.
Madison's home of the Bucks. 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. ESPN Madison's Badger dedicated show celebrating Pride Month and recognizing men's health awareness all June. Former Badger and current Milwaukee Bucks DJ Shauna Nichols sharing why Madison was a special place to openly be herself.
I choose to try to be authentically me. And if sports have taught me anything, it's that when we put that jersey on or we're now labeled an athlete, eyes are on us in a different way. And so I understand the power of a platform and the power of having that opportunity.
Listen to her full interview and every episode of The Jump Around on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
The search for luxury begins at Audi Madison. Save $5,500 when you purchase or lease a new 2025 Audi Q7 55. National customer credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until June 30th. Why drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary? Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road. Siding Unlimited recently installed 20 brand new amazing energy efficient windows. Our Siding Unlimited crew removed the old windows, inspected the wall for wood rot, installed the new beautiful windows, and cleaned up behind ourselves. It was easy to get started. The homeowner met us at our amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
If you're considering solar energy, Suite of Metal Roofing and solar panels go hand in hand.
Solar panels install effortlessly over metal, and it enhances the efficiency of your solar energy.
Before you go solar,
install a Suite of Metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Suita. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Suite of Metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Suite of Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
You gotta get down on Friday. It's time to finish the week off right. It's Feel Good Friday on Wilde and Tausch, painted by Hallman Lindsay.
Born and raised under the rain and a western wind, felt the weight. Try to live up to the say I am. Is it any wonder?
All right, we've already gone over, but we got to get to Feel Good Friday, especially since I first got to know Jesse when he was working at our Beaver Dam operation, and today is a big day in Beaver Dam. Jesse, take it away.
The 28th John Moser Children's Radiothon for our stations WBEV and ESPN Beaver Dam, raising money for Dodge County charities. The total is in over just a little over 24 hours. They do this. $163,000 plus raised for local Dodge County charities. That is a massive, massive amount of money raised by that community. It's an honor that we are on in Beaver Dam and in Dodge County for fans there every day. Where I started, like you said, John Moser, the late John Moser, cared so much about this cause and helping and supporting that community. Fantastic stuff. Every year it astounds me how amazing this initiative is.
It really is. All right, we're way late. We got to go. Thanks to UW football for having Tausch on site for SquatFest. Thanks to Jesse for that great Feel Good Friday painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. And thanks to you for coming along for the ride. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Toscher here for Pizza Hut. Well, with kids, sports, summer vacations, and plenty of other things keeping us busy this time of year, it's hard to plan meals ahead of time. That's why Pizza Hut is hooking us up with the Hut Hookup. Spend $7.99 at Pizza Hut today, and you get a free large one-topping pizza later. You heard that right. Pizza